All right, and there we go. Apparently, according to YouTube, it is going live. Excellent connection. We are fucking just vibing. It is Toys Day. What is going on, everybody? You guys were in here freaking early today. Oh my goodness. Bootleg Toyco, what is going on? Death and Strawberries, Pocket Salsa, how you doing, dudes? One fake name. Hey, Beat the J's up there. What up?
Hey,
Dudes, what up? Mr. Ordinary, how you doing, man? I hope you had a lovely vacation. Not to give it away. Mr. Ordinary does not go on vacations. That would not be the most ordinary thing in the world. Just been chilling.
did you say he's going on vacation?
Went on vacation, and actually, you
Oh,
might
went
not
on
have seen
vacation.
last week. I've got him sitting right here as well.
Nice.
But dude, thank you again, man. I've got to show that dude
Ooh.
off again. I even noticed there's still an orange and white one sitting in his store if anybody's interested. These things are fucking clean, man.
Really?
Super clean.
I have
Yeah,
not
there's a
been in
really
the
sharp
store.
flame.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know what?
That's
I even
cool.
like. I've been saying it since day one, man. Considering that this cat just kind of came out of the gate casting some shit. His Etsy store is what first impressed me. I remember going to that Etsy store and seeing that like the full breakdowns of like materials used, like what was painted, what was not. I was like in heaven. The Tism was just
Yeah.
like, ah.
Dude, I love that when I buy it, I can go back to the store and find the description of the piece and see exactly what it was. You know what I mean? There are times when I'll reach out and ask exactly what it is if I'm trying to get a good description and they're on a post or something like that. But when they post all that stuff, either in the store or on a post, super helpful as far as, you know, record keeping and trying to document some of this stuff. But
Don't you
dude,
feel
you're right,
that
man.
too when you forget the name of a piece?
I've done it. And
Same.
it's understandable, but still you feel like shit every time you do it. You're like, damn it. Or you see a piece and you're like, oh, who made that? And then you're like, ah, fuck, hold on. Like, I know, just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. I know who made that. But you know what's funny, dude? You were talking about Ordinary Toys, and I was thinking about like guys that artists in general that just came on the scene and like, bam, they're making dope stuff like right away, dude. Ordinary Toys, and I'm thinking like, let's just go back to last year. The two that came to mind are Ordinary Toys and Wendigo. And I mean, there's so many more, right? But it's
And that's what always gets so hard, right? Is you because it becomes almost like a greatest hits album. Every single time that you look at another one, you're like, well, that's my favorite. Well, that's my favorite. Well, and you know, I would
yeah,
say the wave that we've seen, right? Because a lot of times it's even funny if you look back on something like the Suck Lords, they'll even argue, right, where Suck Lords are one wave one, obviously, right? I think Dollar Slice is potentially like end of wave three, and then like our wave would probably be like wave 4 or 5, depending on like how you want to chunk those. I'd say we're now entering into like that wave 6. Wave 6 saw stupid talent, man. Stupid talent. Pocket Salsa, Bootleg Toyco, fucking Mr. Ordinary, like just those three alone. Oh,
absolutely,
you know
dude.
who we're not thinking about? The General Porpoise.
General Porpoise,
Holy shit.
Carolina Cool Cat. You know what I mean?
Hey, this is 2 weeks in a row, so better reach out to the old general there and make sure he's doing okay. 2 weeks in a row.
You know what? I chatted with him a little bit. We were talking about pieces in the what was the show that just happened? Oh, In Action Figures. In Action 11 or 12.
11.
One of them. But yeah, we were
you and I were talking about this, man. Anybody who's in those shows so deeply like sorry, man, because we both this past weekend it was like holy shit, Making a Mutant on Friday, as well as Toy de Jour was on Friday, and then the Clutter magazine In Action Figures was it Friday or Saturday that those went live?
Saturday, I believe.
Fair enough. Hey, shout out Wendigo, dude, front and center on the Clutter magazine tour showing for the gallery
man.
cover image. You got Lab Monkey #9, I believe, was it Toxic Fumes Toys. You know the name of the artist. I can't think of him. He's one of the OGs from Mastercasters was sitting on that table as well. And then 3 Wendigos with water, one of them with the 8-ball inside.
Hey. Yeah. Super nice, dude. And then there's also the tape show. When is that one? That's coming up.
Oh shoot, April 22nd or 23rd, I believe. Staff picks.
Okay, so that's that sounds right. Probably. So that would be next weekend, I think, is when they're coming out.
That Toy de Jour one thing I noticed about that, if you guys haven't had a chance to check that out, we ended up sharing some of our stories. I might even actually pull up the tab there for it in a little bit. But that had some artists that I had never seen before. I love when that happens in a show, man. You start going through, and some of them actually have like 40,000, and you're like, I've never heard of you. And some of them have 500, and you're like, never heard of you.
Yeah.
Love it, man.
And I think that's probably, overall with Instagram, dude. I think that, I mean, I don't know how many new accounts you and I have for this week.
You found some good ones, dude.
Well, see, and here's the thing, dude. It's like, you find one where it's like there's a really low number of people that we deal with that are following it. So you look on it and you're like, oh man, there's barely any followers here. And I don't know if that's spawns more of those type of accounts, but it seemed like everyone I clicked on was like very low accounts. There's a couple higher ones in there, but there's some very low accounts in there. A couple accounts from Mexico, I think. And there's just but I mean, dude, it never, ceases to amaze me how many people are out there. I'm going to say what's up to a couple people. Oh, and look who's here. Mr. Porpoise, how you doing? Just talking about you, buddy. Good to see you, my friend. Death Anima Studios, Strafe 7, King Dingus, Mike Stratford, Bliss Receptor, Carolina Cool Cat, New Transylvania. What's up, everybody? Johnny Marbs.
If I'm not mistaken, Anima Studios is Toys on the Table. Dude, you gotta drop somehow in the YouTube chat how people get your pieces, because you drop a lot of really sick visuals for them. But even myself, I have no idea how you currently sell your work. That's the dude who has the Fruit Loops that are basically doing like the ring on them. He also has those chocolate warriors. He's got the marshmallows that have been dipped in chocolate. He's got the gum. It's all like this really cool, almost like grocery gang meets fucking trash bag bunch.
Yes, and it's funny that you talk about that exact piece. By the way, Chrysosaurus, what's up? Bootleg Toy Co, what's up? Folklore, what's up? DNS, my man. What were we just talking about? Oh, the cereal piece. So cereal piece, and I actually clicked on that today, and I was going to send it to you just because I thought it would be something, but and that's the exact reason that I didn't send it to you, because I was like, because I thought I'd be able to click on a store, and I'm like, there's no store, and there's nothing about pricing, so I'm not going to send it to you because I'm not sure what's going on there.
But an example where I think maybe you don't even want to mention it because you're currently doing tables. I don't believe they're in the States, so that might be part of it as well. Porpoise, it's really good to see you in here, homie. And also, you have a new pick. I'm curious what the hell's going on there. That's neat. Zymaco. Dude, Zymaco is a beast with the friggin' Astro Apes, fake Astro Apes and everything right now. The friggin' tri-headed one with the openings in the cat mouths to show the faces. Dude.
I'm telling. Yes. So you have a package coming from Zymaco. Zymaco, I have not sent that yet because there was something else I was waiting on that just came in that's going in that box as well. So that'll be coming out to you shortly. But yes, dude. Spank, what's up? Yeah, dude, Zymaco, dude. It just, I mean, we were always talking about like the quantity, and it seems like that is just, is it getting more? It feels like it's getting more. You know what I mean?
That's actually a good point, because we have always talked about the fact that they're casting machines, but lately it's very obvious that they are ripping up a storm. And dudes, I love like their process shots really put in perspective the tedious fucking time that goes into all those teeth, all the friggin' spray brushing for the faces, all the individual gluing of the rhinestones for the eyes. Yo, Dre Zays, what's going on, homie?
Ray in that. Dr. Dre. Boom. That was easy.
I was laughing my ass off, but the sky jacked so hard. Oh man, it's been a mass productive situation lately.
Yeah, it seems like every post I see, man, it's like a dozen more.
Hey, you know what? Actually, some new prints, a bunch of really sick first wave of prints just went up in their shop as well. So if you're somebody who wants some just rad ass prints.
Nice. I'll have to check that out. I have not seen that. I'm going to make myself a note. One thing that I noticed, I put a countdown on my story today, and I'm a week ahead. I put episode 49. We are on episode 48.
Yeah, when I saw that, I even had to. I had a moment where I had to go through my calendar. I was like, wait a minute, no, yeah, episode 48. But still, man, I'm pretty blown away. 48 episodes in a row. Next week, Mr. Ordinary, and then the week after that has been Toyz, the 27th.
Yes.
Give me a nice little round out.
Yeah, dude, that's going to be a really cool 2 weeks in a row with both of those guys, man. You know, shit, Colin. We've been waiting to get Colin on for the longest time. And it's going to be fun, dude. The next 2 weeks are going to be super, super rad. And then we got a week for yes. And then we got a like kind of a down week a little bit. I don't know what we're going to do there. And then we have the 1 year show.
Uncle Spank was telling me that he actually loves G.I. Joes so much that he would just like to do an entire 1 hour episode talking about Joes.
Hey, you know what? I'll agree to that if we can throw the Simpsons in there. Okay.
And maybe that needs to be an episode one day. We literally just all put on our PJs, get some pizza, and just fucking watch cartoons on a YouTube live. Whoever wants to hop on the Zoom can, but you gotta wear the right pants.
Hey, you know what? I don't know if you saw it or not, but speaking of that, dude, we actually got a message from what's his name? From the G.I. Joe show, Cave Dweller. And I think we had put he had put a thank you or something on his story just for covering the show. And it said something we should do it again next year. And I think it was because he had saw the episode and I was like, yeah, I don't know if we'll do that one again. And he said, oh, you guys should, he goes, you guys should do it next year. It could be like a Rocky round 2 type thing.
Honestly, if we did that, we would have to have a big giant book beside us each, like a freaking compendium, so we can make sure.
Oh, dude, I said, hey, look, man, if we do that again, you guys are coming on right away, and it's your show that week, and you're going to tell us about G.I. Joes. That's how it's going to go if we do that again. I'm down for that.
You know what? And I'll say it to the day I die, and I don't think anybody's at fault, but I will say the strength that I would take away from that episode is, 1, the chat was killing it. 2, the moment those homies came in, I felt at home, dude. So yeah. as much as I feel there might have been some unintentionally felt disrespect, the moment those dudes hopped in the room, I sincerely felt like they saved the day. For the second time, they grabbed the fumble of the ball to do the show, and then they came into our show and grabbed another fumble and allowed us to take some 3-pointers.
And you know what, man, I did see some comments from them. They did say the show ended up good, and I felt the same way, dude. I thought the show ended on a positive note. And anyways, I'm glad we came back and just kind of cleared things up and blah blah blah. Now we're rolling into fucking week 48. So anyways, what's up with you, man?
A whole lot, dude. Easter just happened, eh? That just happened. Yo, man, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty stoked. I must look like a fucking idiot. I'm walking through the woods there, I'm grabbing all these pieces of bark and sticks because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make a piece to put those magnets on. But no, I came home, dude. Take an afternoon, paint up some bark. It felt fucking rad to just make a little
that was cool, man. What was that you made? Did you sink some magnets in there?
Oh hell yeah! I drilled some magnets into a piece of bark. It was just a sticky piece of bark. Painted it up, put a bunch of mascara on there, spray coated it.
You know what that reminds me of when you were doing that is the base for the general purpose piece from the Apocalyptico show. Very similar. I mean, his is not bark, of course, but there is magnets sunk in it, and there's magnets in the bottom of the feet on the figure, which is very cool. By the way, I love that.
Play with flocking, dude. I commend you guys. Because I picture, you know, when you're a kid and you're doing yarn crafts and you have the white Lapage glue on your hands and the yarn just starts sticking, and before you know it, you've got that scratchy, itchy, and they're just sticking to everything. I picture that. I just imagine these dudes holding a piece that they've just spent all this time doing, and then having to try and like meticulously place some glue in a spot, and then try and like sprinkle fucking fake grass and shit.
It's a bitch, man. I talked to, you know, Hert's done a few flock. He's done some flock pieces, and he says it's
when you're doing an area like that too, it's going to be clean, man. Like, it's one thing if you're purposely going for a swampy look where you're putting little patches of it, but you're doing a Beastman figure and you're trying to put it everywhere. or Moss Man. Sorry, every fucking time, right? Moss Man.
It's Green Beast Man, you can call him if you like, because that's what it is.
Oh, great.
Have you ever seen a process? I thought I saw a process one time. It's some sort of like, god damn, what is it, man? It's some sort of like static thing, maybe, where
Yeah, a flocking machine.
yes, and it just like sticks to the figure.
Yes. And see, and that's the reality. And in my brain, to properly flock something, it's the same machines that they used to flock back in like the 70s and stuff, the dashboards in cars.
Say that one more time.
From my
froze like right in the
understanding,
middle
it's
of
the
that.
same device that they used to use to flock the dashboards in cars.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Flocked dashboards in cars. Wow,
Automobiles.
dude. Damn.
All toys all the time, everybody.
All toys all the time. Yeah, for reals. Terrible Toy Works. What's up, my dude? Folklore says he wants to do a show where we all make me childhood army guys with weapons cut off. That was my favorite story from the G.I. Joe show.
So
and it's funny.
You not. I'm you're gonna get this at some point. This dude here, I'm gonna make him a little luau skirt, and I feel like this dude just needs to be done up in little luau colors for you, and make his way over.
You know what? That is so funny, because we're going to talk about a piece today that's along those same lines that kind of borders that same exact story, which is funny, dude. My mom, I'll tell you what. No guns in the house, man. Anyways, yeah, Terrible Toy Works, man. He was on so he's got a collab coming out with an artist named Reese Bryan. I don't know if you have heard of that guy or not, but they seems like a very cool dude. They actually did a live the other day, and that was really cool, man. That dude Reese O'Brien, I started following him. I don't know him, but man, what a great energy from that dude. That's a dude that we should probably try to get on the show at some point, dude, just because he's that dude's a natural, man. Like, as far as a live goes, I don't know if he has any background in that or not, but a really cool dude. So anyways, Terrible Toy Works, I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was very cool. How you clean a flock dash. Yeah, dude, how do you do that? Good luck. Shag carpet dash.
I'm trying to pull up that Reese O'Brien. I'm not pulling it up there. I'll be honest, dude, and I'm a weirdo. I don't know why, because we've talked about like guests and stuff before. I love the down-to-earth guests. And then there's even times that we've sat, like, admittedly, we have not sat with one artist that didn't end up feeling down to earth. But it's intimidating to us sometimes when they're of a vet nature or of a certain following size, right? But the reality is that, like, I love, because I hate being stupid when we don't know something. So like, even Terrible Toy Works last week letting us know, like, oh no, that's my sculpt. I do all the sculpting for those. It's like, damn it.
Yeah.
We should know that, you know?
Yeah.
And then it makes you even want to be even more, be like, okay, get on here. We need to hear how the fuck you do that, right? And then I feel that way about almost every artist, every piece we end up looking at. I'm like, okay, at some point we gotta bring so and so in, because like they seem chill as hell, and I gotta know how the hell they're doing that. Like, what's going on there?
Terrible Toy Works with the at drop right there. Very nice. Yeah, nice. But yeah, dude, I agree, man. And and I agree. Sometimes it's frustrating, I think, when you're trying to ask questions and stuff and you don't know a lot about, because the last thing that we want to do, I think you and I have both talked about this, is come off as not knowing what's going on. Like, here's this very artist that's out there, and we're just kind of like, hey, who are you and what do you do? Like, and that's one thing, dude, that I don't really like. For a lot of those larger guests, man, I think you'd probably agree, dude. Like, we've heard what got you into, what did you like as a kid, or blah blah blah. Some of these older guys that have been around, and we've seen some of these interviews. That's something that you and I do before some of these guys come on, is we'll check out old interviews and just kind of say, hey, we want to stay away from this because they talked about this at length on another show, which is fine, but we just don't want to regurgitate the same shit. Let's find some new stuff.
I think that even comes back probably for a lot of us with music, right? Like, if we consider what most of us probably would have seen in a documentary format or an interview format growing up, probably would have been maybe not Nardwuar, but it might have been like metal injection or any of those like random metal interview type processes. And you could even see it when you'd have artists kind of being like, please don't ask me the same things. How'd you get your name? You know, how long have you guys been doing this for? Why did you pick that? What genre would you put yourself in? Right? Like, what are your favorite bands? And the issue is though, is that you're also sitting there being kind of like, okay, well, but does it mean anything if I'm like, hey, what resin do you use? Does it mean anything if I'm like, hey, what pigment powder do you use? And sometimes we don't even know the right questions to ask. Like, in my opinion, even though I look like a dumbass stoner, I love when moments like with Extra Truck Restrial, where he's like, I gave you two. And I'm sitting there being like, "Buh?" And then he clarifies what the two are. So if anybody watching even was as stupid and stoned and zoned out as I am half the time, they'd be like, oh, dope. He actually is going to tell us again what the two things were he just broke down. Oh, and then he gave us a third one. You know what I mean? It's like, neat.
Well, and you're right, dude. I think that's one thing that we're very fortunate to have in our chat here is the majority of people in here are artists. You know, so when other guys get on here and give tips, I'll give you a great example. In Terrible Toy Works interview the other day with Reese O'Brien, he talked about using a pour method that he saw on our show with ETC. I mean, we're talking about Terrible Toy Works, right? We're talking about like top of the food chain type shit. And he found a little, you know, just a little nugget of something in our show. And that's, you know, what's funny is I'm not an artist at all. And so some of that stuff, it's all new stuff to me too, as far as some of these processes. And you're right, dude, it's very cool to learn about. You know, not saying I'm going to go do any of that stuff, but it's very cool to know how some of the stuff is made. That just kind of adds to some of the skill that, you know, everybody in this room has, dude. It's just, you know, it's a very cool thing.
I'm sure I've said it before, I'll say it again, man. It's impressive to me that I'm sure most of the dudes in our toy scene were that kid that maybe in grade school they were doing fine, but by high school, people were like, teachers were concerned about whether or not they were going to hand in their work and all that. And then we see them, I said it, man, this shit is like half of you guys are doing marketing, half of you guys are doing graphic design, half of you guys are actually doing mathematics, you're doing physics, you're doing science, like chemistry. Oh, porpoise. And see, even that actually is pretty cool. One of my buddies I was telling you earlier, he's not really into toys, but he saw one of our IG reels. He's like, man, that's really comfortable content. You know, like you could throw that in the background. Like, dude, a lot of the dudes throw that on when they're working away. And it's like porpoise working away.
Yeah. And I think that's cool, man. Yeah. You know, I could see being an artist and wanting to put something on that kind of, you know, kind of keeps you in that artist world, as opposed to just not having, you know, as opposed to something like music, you know what I mean, which I think is always cool, but something that's on that is kind of talking about what they're doing is kind of cool. So speaking of General Porpoise, bro, did you see the woolly mammoth that he was working on the other day? Hot dog. Like, I didn't even ask any questions about that. I saw that and I'm just like, you spectacular son of a bitch. I cannot wait for that.
I'm gonna pull it up again here in a second because there's a lot of mechanics to that I'm actually kind of curious about as well. Ooh, sorry. We just got a message to somebody let me know they had some updated pics too, so I'm gonna generate those in a second. Sorry. New tabs on the go as we go.
Baba Drock, what's up, man?
Baba Drock, what's up, dude? We've got a tab for you sitting here as well. Recycle Galaxy, what is going on, dudes?
Yes. Right. Street Fight SPDX. Thank you for the messages on Instagram. Was shooting me some new artists that I found. And actually, one of the ones that I sent to you, I believe, is one that came via him. Nice. Which kind of started me down the rabbit hole of some of these really lower accounts from Mexico, man, that I started looking at.
So you kind of dropped that earlier too, and you know what I find is kind of interesting about that, because I feel as though today's day and age we're almost like afraid of touching certain subject matters, but like reality is reality, right? And I remember Epoxy Crusader actually mentioning probably about last year that he was seeing an influx where all of a sudden the way that the people in the marketplace of that type of bootleg toy, their minds were now switching, because for so long they were thinking in the mindsets that we're familiar with, the kind of rough epoxy, one solid mold, rip it out. But they've now, of course, discovered our world of indie toys as well. It's no longer about what they're seeing in their circuit being like, that's a bootleg toy. Of course, with the advancement of the internet, just like how we all discovered indie toys, it is now starting to spread over there a little bit heavier as well. And the next generation of casters are, of course, seeing like makers from all over the globe, just like we were exposed to it. And all of a sudden they're going, okay, there's a whole new world of bootleg that exists out there now. It's indie designer toy art. It's not just like ragtag, bust out 100, throw them on a rug, sell them for $1.
Yeah, and you know what, man? And on the flip side of that too, it's not all high-end designer stuff. You know what I mean? It's not all Bear Brick. It's not all you know, name some other stuff that's out there that's, you
Cos,
know,
Kid Robot, like
perfect,
their brains
exactly.
know of that, but
Right.
when they think bootlegs, and I'm not saying that they're all, I'm not trying to like be like, yeah, Mexican people didn't know about real bootlegs. Like, please, nobody think that's what I'm trying to say here right now at all. It's just
Yeah.
that, just like how we had to get exposed to it in Western culture, and we were slow to it here because it was already happening with Pocky over in like the other side there.
Yeah.
But their bootleg style was different. So it's no different than like, you know what you know. When people are saying they like bootlegs, you're picturing what you know to be a bootleg. That's all.
Exactly, dude. And you know, some of those, you know, I don't know when people first started documenting real bootleg stuff in the United States. I'm sure people have been trying to make their own stuff for the longest time, but I've seen some of that stuff pop up on eBay, either from Mexico or from Spain or from Poland, right? How much is a Polish Star Wars bootleg, bro? You're talking thousands of dollars.
Well, not only that, but
And
I
they're from
love,
the 70s, early 80s. You know what I mean?
there's a dude on Facebook with a Star Wars group. He has now put together 2 full Star Wars bootleg books just on Polish bootlegs. And it's like I don't like, not to get all super nerdy, but they have coding systems where basically like you or I, it would probably take us too long to try and even begin to figure it out. But basically, like there's certain humans that like they understand that there's gonna be like the Lily Lettys and like the Kenners and like all the different knockoffs, and then also color variants depending on like first runs to come out based on injection molds. And sometimes they were already running that figure, so they'd be like, no, stop it. We're gonna stop doing them in the blues. We're actually gonna swap it out and now start doing them in this gray blue, right? But those first 100 still get out there. And so you have
Yeah.
certain people that have started actually coding them with being like C001, C002s. And then they'll even have debates where people will like show a new picture and they're like, ooh, so is there maybe an alt colored Chewy, or is that one sunstroked? And that's why he's actually a little bit different, kind of reddy. And then they'll have debates. And basically the rule of thumb is kind of like, if another appears identical to that, we can assume there was probably some in circulation. Otherwise, we're probably going to assume it's one that's been weathered, right? It gets into this whole other weird realm, man. Oh, bootlegs are dope though. And I love when they still happen today. I think that's probably the most mind-blowing thing, because it's one thing when back then we can make like all these excuses as to why like people were making bootlegs. Sometimes it was actually to create a demand. Sometimes it was because contracts were broken and people were left with warehouses of these figures. Things happen, right? But when we see all of a sudden a figure come out of like China or Canada, and it'll be like Legion of Heroes, and you have randomly like a Shaggy from Scooby-Doo on a package with like Batman and Zorro and Spider-Man on there, and you're like, where did this come from? Why does this exist? Who made this? Why is this in circulation? Like, what factory out there is producing these molds, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean, God, dude, it's such a rabbit hole, man. But anyways, you're right, dude. You were talking about the, you know, the kind of different waves that we have in our little neighborhood here. Nim Studios, what's up, dude? And it's cool, man. You know, I think you know, like you said, dude, it's not, you know, super cheap, crappy stuff. It's not super high-end designer stuff. It's like a nice.
It is some of the most affordable art you will ever find in your entire life. That's one thing. Sometimes I hope to God nobody ever like sees us being predatory on these artists, because some of you dudes, like, we try and let you know when you're pricing silly.
Yeah. And you're right, dude, it's art. You know, some of it that you hang up in your house and you're like, man, if I saw that in a gallery or something, how would I hang that in my house? Like, hell yeah, I would. Or if I have this piece and I put this in a clear case, or I put this in a frame, would I hang that in my house? Hell yeah. Like, that's what you do with art, right? Like, you want people walking in your house and going, oh man, that's dope. Or even it's just myself, I want to walk in and go, that's dope, man. I like that.
Well, you know, one of the first conversations we even had, there's an artist, Green Plastic Tunnels. Their work is like a 50-50 for me. And I just told you, the work that usually doesn't speak to me, I'm looking at the molds, I'm looking at the okay, that's a difficult, weird thing for you to tackle. Like even recently they did some bubble wrap and I'm like, okay, I don't get it, but fuck, that's a really difficult thing to try and mold. And the fact that you casted that, that's ridiculous. Like, get the fuck out of here. You know, that's some talent on a different reason for my brain. But you explained it to me the one time because I was like, I just don't necessarily get it. And you were like, dude, I've got this one piece on my desk. And there's days I just stare at it. There's times I pick it up and I just kind of like turn it over and I look at it. And in my opinion, like that's what makes this art some of my favorite art, man. Is it's not just something on a wall that you got to stand 6 feet away from and like appreciate at a distance in order to properly take it in and admire all the brush strokes. It's like, no, dude, look at it over there, walk right on up to it, scoop it up, put it in your hand, play with it, move it, fucking alter it, like look at it, take it in, you know? Oh,
yeah.
Zero print, Milwaukee, how's it going?
Nice, Milwaukee. Remember that from Wayne's World? It's pronounced Milwaukee. I believe that was Alice Cooper who said that.
I shit you not, I thought Yosemite was Yosemite for the longest time. I thought it sounded so dope. I was like, oh damn, yeah, you live over in Yosemite?
Yosemite.
No, Yosemite Sam.
Yeah, what a great place, man. The weather right now up there is super nice. I was just out there today, close to there today, and man, just beautiful out there. But it's gonna start to get really, really hot super fast. So that's shitty.
Hey, we've been doing a lot of gabbing. You want to pop up in a box or something over there? You want to show something off? I don't know.
Might as well.
I mean, I know you guys like seeing our cute faces and throwing in a bunch of fun interludes, but Folklorian says, with that porpoise's pad saw behind the curtain. I'm a little curious, man.
Very cool, man. I think that's really crazy when we see
artists who are hanging out with other artists.
Yeah. Oh, so that's a very, very good point too. Chrysosaurus Rex, I do the exact same thing. It says I'm a collector, not an artist, and I consider my collection art. I insure it like art too, 100%. And you should. If you have pieces that are valuable to you, either sentimental wise or monetarily wise, you should definitely get that covered under some sort of insurance. The best thing that I have done, and that you should do too, if you're trying to insure that stuff, is periodically take a quick video of your collection. That way, if anything, God forbid, anything happens, you can at least go back and try to document. You know, it would take a long time to do if you have a big collection, but you could hopefully get, you know, a large chunk of that money back. I don't even want to think about that shit, bro. That makes me sick.
There's that one. And then this one's kind of morbid, so I apologize for anybody if it seems kind of morbid. But the reality is that there was a period of time where I had actually talked to a lawyer about altering my will that existed. And the only person I could think of who would actually understand the indie toys was you. So I had to reach out to you, and I even said, like, hey, don't be scared. I'm not reaching out for a weird reason, right? Like, I'm not about to hop in front of a train or nothing. But even in my brain, even that is important, because you have no idea what could happen tomorrow. To have no plan for any of your stuff, let alone, in my opinion, no offense to any other collectors out there, these things don't just belong to you. At this point, it's like art that exists in the world as well, right? Like, they kind of belong to the scene as well, and we appreciate you caring for them, logging them, taking care of them, but they exist way long after you're gone.
Yeah. So here's something for you, dude, and keeping in, you know, and that may sound weird to some people, but I feel the exact same way, is that, like, we own this stuff temporarily because realistically it's going to be given to somebody or purchased by somebody down the road, however that happens, right? It's inherited, it's given, it's bought, whatever it is, it's going to change hands at some point.
But hopefully not a landfill.
Exactly. Hopefully not a landfill. And hopefully it goes to a good home after a good home as time goes on. But here's a good story about that, man. So I recently bought a large Healy collection from a guy, and he wanted to sell it as a collection. So I think he had kind of put it up and was like taking offers on piecing it out. But then I contacted him and I said, hey, let's talk about the whole thing. And he was like, man, I really only want to sell this as a complete set.
Yeah.
And he said, and I hope that when you get to the point that you want to get rid of it too, that you would sell it as a complete set. And I said, look, whether it's sold or inherited or whatever it is, you're right. It would be cool to keep it as a set. Now, this one is one particular figure. This is the Zabka 5.5 figure. And there was 15 of them in the
well, and how many does that make in total for you now then?
18.
So all 18 now. Would
those ones, I'll tell you what, man, there's some that showed up in that box that I have never seen before. When he did post, it started off on eBay, I believe. And then it's weird, man. We ran into each other indirectly. And then that came up. But anyways, there's some in there that I've never seen before. So I have to do some homework and, kind of research some of these. But I mean, they're all beautiful, man. They're all, you got glow, you got UV, you got painted, you got blanks. I mean, it's just really cool figure, man. Plus, I'm a huge fan of Karate Kid and just the, Johnny anyways. So.
I'm really guilty of it. Any of these artists in this scene, if you sent them a picture of their work and just said, hey man, do you mind just kind of give me a rundown, like how you made this, what resins do you use, what's this, what character is this from, do you mind just kind of like give me a little breakdown? They'd all gladly do it in a heartbeat. And yet for some reason it's almost, I don't know what it is, but I don't slide into their DMs and bug them. Instead, I'd rather be like, I'm pretty sure that someone,
I think what we did here, but you're right, dude. And every time that I've reached out to somebody, they are all more than happy to say, hey, this is what it was. This is when it came out. This is, kind of the inspiration behind it. And it's usually without asking. I mean, usually if I just come out, I'm like, hey man, I want to do a post on this, but I want to make sure that I'm accurate when I'm describing it. So could you, maybe tell me a little piece about it? And it's, God, dude, that's why I save a lot of those threads, man. The thread with Healy that I have going on is, it's 3 years old now, but there's some amazing stories in there on how some of these pieces got created, and just stories in general, man. It's cool to go back through there and just be like, holy shit, dude. As time goes on, you're like, man, that's actually very cool. Yeah, Folklore says, speaking of Healy, my kids were playing dress up today. My 7-year-old said she was dressed up as Healy made assassin. That's funny, dude. And speaking of, I believe there's a new assassin coming out on Saturday. So check that out. That'll probably be a cheap one. Probably be $25, something like that.
Usually those CBC guys are 25 to 30.
Yeah. So anyways, this piece now. Are we good? We're good for that now. Green light. All right. So this one that I'm opening now is by Mallow Toyz. This gun creature. And the blister is really, really cool, man. Or I'm sorry, not the blister, but the card itself. And it's just this pink water gun. Mallow Toyz always has on point creatures. You've seen that one in a bunch of different styles. 3.75 looks like it's static. It's never coming out of there, but really, really clean work. There's some really small, fine details, especially in the eyes. But I liked it because it was a pink water gun. Water guns, also not a lot in my house. So I would look at this and I would think, that water gun, man. So this is going to be funny. My mom is actually coming to visit in June to see my middle niece graduate high school. And so get a kick out of this. So anyways, that's the reason why I bought this. Plus it's very cool. It's a very thick card backer, really shiny pink here on the water gun creature. Bam. There it is. Nice job, Mallow. There you go.
I'd say Mallow is definitely one of those artists when you consider a concept piece, right? Like, because again, we can get into semantics. I gladly call every toy art because I think almost every single toy requires the artistic method to be created. But Mallow Toys, in my opinion, is almost like their work, whether they deem it or not, their work is almost kind of like that avant-garde kind of like lowbrow commentary on being able to take like a toy like the creature, do them up like bubble gum, put them on a bubble gum machine backer, do them up like Laffy Taffy, put them on a Laffy Taffy backer. Like that seems to kind of be like the concept where it almost kind of plays in with the backer. Yeah, man, I would definitely say a legend in their own right in this scene at this point. Most collectors have a Mallow piece, at least one Mallow piece, one Creep.
Yeah, agreed, man. And it's and like you said, that's just it, dude. And I think to do the same figure repeatedly and have it hit almost every single time, that's really saying something right there, man. That's a winner. That, I mean, I think shows that you've you've got a figure that is really, really versatile. And like you said, dude, I mean, the candy creature was the candy, the candy necklace creature. I think we did a giveaway of that.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Back in the day. But you're right, dude. The backer is always kind of ties in with the piece, and they're solid, dude. I mean, they're still going strong. So that says something. Absolutely.
Jeez Louise, man. Oh, man, I'm trying to picture what your mom looks like now, because I'm like, well, I mean, if she's gonna have a bunch of guns, I need to know what this lady looks like.
Oh man, that'd be funny.
I don't know how I haven't been, man. I have not been loading up names for the Franken tank this whole time.
Oh, all good. How about, since I got so many pieces to show tonight, do you want me to show another one?
Oh, hell yeah. Show another piece, dude. Who you got now? What you got?
So check this one out, dude. This one is very cool. This is the 3.75 banger right here. This is magnetic on the arms and the head, but this is from Nasty the Plastic. This came out, very cool header right there. Little heart on the hat. I know you saw this because I think you commented on it or we talked about it.
Dude, that thing's rad as hell.
Oh, dude, it really is, dude. This is a very, very clean 3.75. Really good magnet work, static on the legs, torso. But arms are magnetic. Head is magnetic, but super clean, man. I think there was maybe two of these. There was this one, and then I think another one in a different colorway. But Nasty the Plastic, man. I mean, Jolly Chewy, Akbar Caught in a Trap. Lots of cool stuff from Nasty the Plastic. Not the easiest things to land. They usually go pretty quick. So if you see it, snag it. And they don't really come out all that often. Yeah.
I was supposed to say, like, classics. They only release the classics.
Yeah. You're right, dude. And God, dude, we were just talking about that Jolly Chewy recently and how it sells out every time it comes out.
Yeah, because Rainbow Yawn had one on his shelf.
Yeah, Chrysosaurus loves Laffy Taffy. I'll tell you what, Chris, I just smashed the largest grape Laffy Taffy bar on the way home today. Oh man, it was so good. I love Laffy Taffy. You know what my favorite is? I think I've said this before. Banana Laffy Taffy.
You know, Laffy Taffy is not the easiest thing to find in like a large variety of flavors here. But back in the day, if you were driving up to Toronto, there's a place called the Candy Shop. And I remember one time I ended up grabbing so many Laffy Taffies from the candy shop that as I was getting back on the school bus to head back home, the owner of the shop came running out and gave me a bunch of free samples of tester ones that the salesperson had dropped off because they were so blown away with how much I spent on Laffy Taffy that day.
Did you feel like Charlie Bucket or what? Like,
I thought it was pretty dope, man. There was like chocolate in there, birthday cake. I'd never seen these flavors.
Nice.
Mind blown.
Nice.
Laffy Taffy's a shit, dude. Candy in general. Candy is definitely my first love. One of the, like, I remember even reading a book back in the day called Candy Freak. And it's probably the first time I'd ever even like met a person where I'm like, uh-oh, that's one of me. Like the way this guy would talk about candy in that book and the way that like he just loved it and would hoard it and buy it out of stock when like a new thing came out. It was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Terrible Toyz says sour apple for the win. Dude, agreed again, man. I think I'm a very big sour fan, but sour apple in multiple things, dude, especially like Jolly Ranchers. I'm not a huge Jolly Rancher fan, but sour apple all day.
Do you guys have those suckers down there that are sour apple suckers covered in real caramel?
You're damn right we do.
Shit's the
Those are
shit's the shit.
great.
Those are so
So
good.
here's something that's cool. So we have a chain out here of they're all independently owned, but it's a sandwich shop. Anybody, I don't know how, honestly, I don't know if this is just a Northern California thing or what, but it's a deli called Mr. Pickles. And Mr. Pickles, you now you get a chocolate chip cookie every time that you order a sandwich, but they used to put those caramel apple suckers in the bag with every order. So, but yeah, dude, those are bomb.
My mouth's watering just thinking about them right now. I
Dude,
don't think my teeth could handle it these days. I'd probably fucking have a broken tooth in 2 seconds.
dude. Pocket salsa. My favorite Laffy Taffy was the kind that came with the gun. You weren't allowed to have it though. Very
A
true.
gun. There was a Laffy Taffy that came with a gun.
Okay, Airheads. See, that's where we're gonna differ, man. Not a fan. So you know what an Airhead is to me? It's a diet Laffy Taffy. Not a fan. Not a
That's
fan.
fair. You know where Warheads fucked up? How come Warheads don't have sour fizz in the middle like fizz candies?
You know what, man? I'm a little bit over Warhead's claim of this stuff being so sour. I personally don't think it's that sour. I think it's sour for a couple seconds and it, and then it's gone. Anyways, sour candy.
All
yeah.
toys all the time.
All toys all the time. Like Mr. Pickles from Adult Swim. Fletcher,
Oh,
what's up, dog? Fun dip. Yeah, dude.
I'm not gonna lie. I straight up wish that you could just buy the Fun Dip sticks in a big long strip. I would just fuck with those sticks all day, dude.
Yeah. God, just pure sugar, dude. I remember my mom just freaking out when I had that. She's like, absolutely not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Diet Laffy Taffy, man. That's what that Airheads. Just kind of weird. No Mr. Pickles in Georgia. That's too bad. Okay, so what's next, man? You want to do another open or what you got?
Well, I think we've almost got everything for the wheel here. You want to show them the Franken tank they're going to be winning?
Yes.
Are we doing that already? Are we doing the Franken tank giveaway already, or do you want me to grab some 8-bit mic that I've got sitting beside me?
What? Let's wait a little bit on the Franken tank. We can show it though.
Show it off.
Franken tank that came from Eddie at Assembly Required. Actually, I think he pulled it right off his table. And the header card, it's a little bit banged up. That's my bad because I've had it for a while, and it came from North Carolina, and I'm pretty sure I smashed it in my bag to get it back here. But it does have a nice resin blood sticker in there. You'll be winning that as well. Good one, man. And that's solid. I mean, that tank is probably 5 inches. And it's solid resin, man. It's not like a small piece.
It always kills me when you just whip out the measuring tape.
It's right here. Tools of the trade, bud.
I think this might be one of the first times. I think I grabbed everybody for the wheel, even Fletch, who just joined in on the wheel.
Yeah. Oh, man. Candy cigarettes, too.
They changed, though. Well, and most of the candy has. But
yeah,
candy cigarettes have definitely, they are too soft, man. They're too soft.
Yeah. So here's something that maybe some of my Northern California friends, maybe Fletch and Chris have been out there, but there's a candy store at Pier 39 in San Francisco, or Pier 31. What is it? Pier 31 or Pier 39? Is Pier 39 the store? Pier 31? Pier something.
31, I think, is the clothing store.
Okay. So Pier 39 then in San Francisco. How do I not know that, dude? I drive by it like 3 times a week, and I've been there probably 300 times. Anyways, there's a candy store there at the very end of the boardwalk, right by the water, and it's just candy. It's just all kinds of candy and taffy and candy cigarettes and all the candy that you can't really find in the grocery store anymore. They have it all. The little boxes of lemon heads, Alexander the Great, Cherry Clan. Remember all those, dude? Really good stuff.
And I would even
Pier 39 is all the shops. There you go.
There you go. I'd even say a lot of those candies you just mentioned, they're more sour than a Warhead. The lemon drop?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the lemon heads when I was younger, I thought those were God, dude. I remember riding my bike. I grew up in Half Moon Bay in one of the places, and me and my sister used to ride
Oh,
our
Half
bikes.
Moon Bay.
Good old Half Moon Bay. Yeah, it's east of San Francisco. We lived legit right down the street from the beach. It was amazing. But there was a fruit stand that me and my sister would ride our bikes to. This farmer had just basically this field and would sell fresh vegetables, but then he had this like wooden display box that he made that had little candies, like the Cherry Clan, Alexander the Great, lemon heads. And that was my first experience with now and laters. You got those up there? No?
Never heard of a now and later.
Wow, dude, I'll have to send you some. So imagine like a chunk of Laffy Taffy, but it's just like harder, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it. It's just like that, but harder. It's almost like if you froze a Laffy Taffy, that's a now and later.
In what flavor?
Whatever you want. I mean, no bullshit, bro. They come in everything. Yeah.
See, that's exciting to me. The moment that the flavor selection becomes like everything like that, I get excited, dude. You mentioned grape earlier. I was going nuts. It was like, oh, nerds, dude. Those soft gummy nerds coated in nerds. Ooh, what are they doing down there, dude? That shit's fire.
Dude, Johnny Appleseed, who said that, dude? Wow.
All right, that's just it. We're no longer a toy podcast.
Chris.
We only talk candy now.
Chris is on it. It's called Candy Baron. You're right. It is called Candy Baron. Also, if anybody is up in West Sacramento at any time, if you go down to Old Town Sacramento, there's a railroad museum down there, and there's several candy stores down there that are like the exact same thing. They just have these huge, it's just fucking candy everywhere. And most of it, you know what? A lot of it, they charge by the pound. So like you go in there, you take a basket when you walk in and you just start tossing your shit in there. Other ones are individually priced, but anyways, what are we talking about, dude? What are we talking about?
Not a friggin' clue at this point. Not a friggin' clue at this point. Yeah, check this out. I feel like the chess pieces should go together. So I would agree. It's a little too early in the evening to be doing a Franken tank. I'm gonna pair up a set of some 8-bit mic here that we've got chilling. Got this nice little orange, green, blue strip has here. I got this nice little pink to green Chad here. Boom. Wow, we do a little freaking spinning of the wheel. So I'm going to pull up that wheel here for anybody who wants some 8-bit mics going out their way. Of course, I'm going to throw in a couple little Canadian goodies because how can I not, man? You guys don't have Smarties and you guys don't have maple syrup and army men with guns.
Folklore with the nerds rope. What a
I don't know how I feel about the nerds rope. I almost mentioned the nerds rope, but it's a bit of a pain in the ass to eat.
Oh, it's a good one. It's a good one.
You guys know the drill. If you don't see your name on this wheel of wonder here, please speak up and I'll make sure to get you on. Snorting Smarties is pretty sour. Yo, okay, but here's the mix-up. So you guys all think Smarties are nasty because for some reason there's a conspiracy theory that has changed the names to Smarties for being what we call rockets. So in the States, you guys have those weird little hard powdery candies and you call those Smarties. And oddly enough, those are made in Canada. But here in Canada, we have something called Smarties and they're actually closer to an M&M.
You know why we call them Smarties?
Why?
Because it says it on the package.
That's what I find is so weird. I find it so weird that Canada sends you guys what we call rockets in a package called Smarties. And yet we here eat Smarties that are M&Ms.
Yeah, that's weird.
I honestly do think it's a weird conspiracy. So whenever we say Smarties, you guys won't converge over to taking Smarties over M&Ms because Smarties are basically just like the sweeter version. They're just a less tart M&M.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Nobody is speaking up about their name not being on the wheel. So I feel it's safe to give it a whirl. And you're right, Shed Quarters, they are a little bit flatter than M&Ms.
Fletch says Smarties are like M&Ms in Australia as well. I'll go ahead. Let's spin the wheel. I got a question for everybody after this. Been trying to track something down. We'll see if it's in any other part of the States.
Well, there you go. DNS. I've actually got a package going out to Death and Strawberries anyways. There you go, homie.
DNS. Boom. There it is, man.
Okay, how
Perfect.
bad is the delay this evening that I totally
Mm.
missed Dylan Clement and Dario Avalos? I'm so sorry, dudes.
Well, the good thing is we got more stuff to give out.
There you
So
go.
how about just for that, we'll do another 8-bit mic, and then we'll do the Franken Tank just to give everybody another shot. How about that?
I feel it. I feel it.
So I did hear about the okay, yeah. So here's my question about candy. It's a candy question. And Terrible Toy Works, what about giant sweet tarts? Okay, so this is kind of along those same lines. What about shock tarts? Okay, now shock tarts were one of my favorite. And I believe they're not making them anymore. Either that or this, maybe they're just not getting them out here anymore. Does anybody have shock tarts or access to shock tarts? Let's talk.
And actually, Chrysosaurus brought one up that I totally gapped on as well. Coffee crisp. I always forget that for some reason you guys don't have coffee crisp for some reason, and it's not a
What is
huge
that?
deal. Yeah, okay, exactly. So imagine a Kit Kat, but instead of where it's got just like the plain old chocolate, imagine a coffee or like a cocoa flavored chocolate. That's basically a coffee crisp. Is a Kit Kat
Gotcha.
with coffee flavoring.
Gotcha.
They make your
Yeah,
tongue bleed.
shock tarts.
I love how they make your tongue bleed. Yeah, those ones.
You know what, man? If you eat a pack of those, yeah, it's danger. But you know what's really funny, dude? You know how I got stuck on those? My daughter played softball for 1 year. She went through this phase, right, for like probably 4 or 5 years where she tried a different sport or a different activity until she landed on something, right? She played soccer, she played softball, she played volleyball, and was like basically fuck all those, and ends up being more musically inclined and with the, acting and stuff like that. But anyways, she was on a softball team called Shock Tarts. And the coach would give out shock tarts, and I'm like, man, those are fucking amazing. And the next thing you know, they're gone. So if anybody still has those, let me know.
Oh, Skyjacks, did I miss you, homie? I did. I'm so sorry about that, dude. I saw you come in the room and everything. I suck at that stuff sometimes. Yeah, I'll be honest. I remember Jasmine were trying to make me watch a movie that was called Shock Tarts, but I don't think it was the same thing of what you're talking about.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Meth mouth. Give me those Shock Tarts, man.
Oh man, seriously, dude. I don't know what it is, dude, but they do fuck with your mouth for whatever reason.
Jesus.
Somebody said Abba Zaba, dude. Yeah, actually, I'm actually gonna get a little Abba Zaba bar tattoo because that's what I call my daughter.
Oh, okay, well, that's a different story.
Yeah,
One fake name, man.
Von Fake Name.
Getting some 8-bit mic.
Damn. That was now was that coming from you or is that from me?
Makes no difference, man. I can do that one. He's in Canada.
I was gonna say he's in Canada, right?
There you go.
Or yeah, because I have something for him as well. But the box is already sealed up. Ooh, good one.
There you go.
Yeah, I remember that one. That's a good one, man.
Why not, man? A little dino block.
See, Doogie, you know what's up.
Side.
Abba Zaba, you my only friend. What's that from?
I don't know what Abba Zaba is, dog.
Do you have a big hunk up there?
No. What the hell is a big hunk?
Okay,
Besides
so it's
me.
like this I don't know what you'd call that. It's like nougat, right? But it's in a flat bar. And it's, dude, bro, it's almost like the size of a bumper sticker almost. Not that wide, but they're a flat bar, and I think the Abba Zaba has peanuts or peanut butter in it. And the big hunk is roughly the same thing. They're chewy, and those ones we used to freeze, and then you could break them down and break them into smaller.
So
yeah,
they're all
dude.
saying that apparently sweet tarts are shock tarts. I don't know about you. We've always called sweet tarts here in Canada.
Shock tarts are now sweet tarts.
And here in Canada, you can get sour sweet tarts as well.
But see, we had shock tarts and sweet tarts out here, though. We had.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
King Dingus is saying nah, because don't shock tarts have that hard candy coating?
Yes, they do.
He likes it hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also true.
Sorry, dude. Just the way. Yeah.
Um.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, man.
So, anyways, what I was saying, man, that line, "Abba Zabba, you my only friend," I think that's might be the opening line or one of the very first lines from Dave Chappelle in Half Baked, as he's a janitor and I think he's mopping up or sweeping up, and he pulls out the Abba Zabba. And remember, he pulls it and it's just like super stretchy. That's an Abba Zabba. And Big Hunk about the same thing.
I'm gonna blow people's minds. I feel like some of you guys already know this, but I feel like for some reason, maybe I haven't brought this up. I was actually like a weird kid. I hated potheads, man. I hated stoners, hated hippies. I hated the idea of cannabis. I actually thought that like if you needed weed for a good old time, like you weren't living right. What's wrong with you? Type deal. Yep.
Yeah. Agreed. 100%, dude. They're called Sweet Tarts Chewy Sours. Okay.
Okay. Well, clearly I'm going to be Googling a lot of freaking candy later, not just toys.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree, dude. All throughout elementary school and junior high and high school, I was very, into sports. I was playing sports year round, and that it just felt like that went on for years, dude. Like it was always something. And I thought drugs, weed specifically it was horrible. I don't want to say it was horrible, but I was just like, nah, that's drugs, man. You don't do drugs, right? And then after high school, that kind of all changes. But anyways, Yuckamuck, what's up, man? Mecha Ducky, what's up? DT O'Keefe bottle caps. One root beer. That's what I'm talking about. Root beer bottle caps. It was always juice when I got the root beer ones. You open them up.
Yeah, so Mecha Ducky would know some good freaking candies because for whatever reason, and he'll probably correct me on what it is they put all over this candy, but Sarugamark ships it with a lot of his toys as well. And you might even actually be able to find it in a lot of your markets and stuff. It'll be like any flavor of candy under the sun covered in chili powder. It could be a strawberry sucker coated in chili powder. It could be a watermelon grapefruit chew covered in chili powder. And for some reason, it's so addicting, man. At first, you're looking at it being like, I don't want to try this. And then you end up popping it in your mouth, and like within seconds, you're like, there is something about the way that this chili powder is opening up all my taste buds.
And it's just straight up chili powder.
Well, that's where I feel like he'll correct me. There's probably a proper name for it. It's probably like Temi or something like
Tahini.
Maybe
Tahini. It comes in a little bottle, and it's like reddish color.
It's red like powder, and it's delicious as hell.
Oh, bro! So
there was times that like I would crave a Sarugamark order just so I could get more of that Mexican delicious candy that'd be in there.
Dude, we actually have it here at we have a grocery store called Winco here, and they do sell they sell stuff in bulk. Nuts and flour and candies is another thing, but they have a lot of candied pieces of fruit. And just like you're talking about, mango covered in tahini. But a lot of people that I know actually, you'll see that, gosh, dude, a lot up here, man, is people eating just raw fruit with tahini on it.
If you go on Etsy, so he's saying that basically chamoy is the spice sauce version, and tahini is basically a brand name version of chili flakes, lime salt, and other spices.
Yeah.
Shit slaps, dude.
Yuckamuck says, did I walk into drugs alive or candies alive?
Right. Well, and actually, you know what? I think I've actually touched on this super briefly before as well, but I think I became pretty comfortable with cannabis when you're looking at your narcolepsy doctor and he's like, just so you know, you need a lockup cabinet for this particular medicine I'm going to put you on, because on the street, it's speed. And you're kind of like, what? And then after like 6 months of taking it, you're like, dude, I'm still falling asleep in classes. And he's like, well, take more. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
So you get pretty comfortable with a plant when all of a sudden you've tried a lot of other things a doctor has said, hey, this will change your life.
100%, man. And the thing that, and I've talked to you about some of the issues I've had in the past And my hesitation on getting on medication, you know what I mean? Especially because there was a wrong diagnosis at one point. And what if I would have been on that heavier medication for absolutely no reason at all? It's crazy, man. And then you start looking, we've all seen those commercials, and I think it's a little bit of a joke now, right? When you see those commercials and they say what all the side effects are, they name fucking everything you can ever think of. And it's just like, well, shit, would I rather deal with my problem, or would I rather maybe feel better, but then have to deal with all this other shit instead?
Well, without getting into too much detail about it, because it's something even in that portion of my industry, when I talk to certain people about consumption levels, right? The issue is that I have been with people who help make the regulations, and in their brain, they have one edible out of a 2-pack, a 5 milligram edible, and they're like, uh-oh, I'm too high. And you're like, oh, damn, okay, I need to be conscientious of the fact that there are individuals like you consuming that is where their level is, and that's where they're thinking everybody's level is when they're consuming these things. The issue is that when you're somebody who's a med user, your consumption level is much different. And the problem is if I explained it to any of you in the room as I'm sitting here talking, no problem, then I've had somewhere probably between like 20 to 25 bowls today. For somebody who doesn't consume, they'd be like, what? But for any of the people that consume, they're like, yeah, so what? Probably close to 3 grams. Yeah, makes sense. You've been awake since what, 6 a.m.? Yeah, okay, makes sense. You know what I mean? Like,
dude,
it's not mind blowing.
Are you getting 20 bowls out of 3 grams? How the fuck are you doing that?
Well, I'm also smoking the Audis too, right? Batch bowls.
Okay. That makes sense.
But I'm also a dirty bastard. Like even earlier, I was rolling some J's and I was just sitting there, just like some kind of goon, gooping a bunch of oil down into it and then mashing it together to make some kind of friggin' slugs going on to then cram those into a joint, you know? Like it's at some point, I'm gonna rip this guy up here. Check that. Blueberry. But
nice.
It was tight as hell, wouldn't pull. But anyways. Yeah, so anyways, talking toys, let's do some share screens, look at some tabs, because otherwise we are way off topic tonight.
Oh god, I love
hard.
looking at the chat sometimes, dude. Sometimes the chat is just, I could just sit there and just read it, dude. And that's
actually no, Mecha Ducky brought up a good point. And again, I'm gonna nerd out here for a quick second again. So there's actually, for anybody here who ends up going by that whole ash method, and feel free to try and like roast me in the comments there. I will go toe to toe in the DMs later. But the whole white ash thing actually has no scientific evidence or proof whatsoever. There's no way that you can actually properly flush out all the amino acids that are necessary for like the chemical compounds that are in the cannabis you're smoking. The white ash means nothing. But when you're seeing that oil, that fucking oily discharge, ooh, fuck, man, that shit slaps. When you can't help but just see like that dirty old brown oil just coming down the sides of your joint because it's just that rosiness. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh man,
You are a weird Toys alive.
Bro, you are an expert. You are an expert, no doubt, man. That's very cool, man.
So I wanted to pop on this page here because Vomiting Droids ended up actually casting up some very normal looking Wookiees, which is not normally what he does. But you know what? I wanted to focus on this because, and this goes out for anybody who's casting up some clean as hell stuff in black. I'm always really impressed with super clean castings in black because the reality is that black, it has a higher exothermal reaction when casting than normal resins actually do, which sounds weird. But because of that, it's actually going to expand much more rapidly and at a higher rate than normal. So it does typically cause your mold to actually have a little bit of distortion where your molds might not have distortion otherwise. And then that rapid cooling ends up sometimes causing little minor cracks and imperfections in the black. And you end up seeing like this weird like white marbling that ends up being like cracks in there. So when I see like a really nice clean black cast like that, it always really is impressive to me because I understand that you're not just dealing with the normal chemical reactions that you're used to. You're dealing with a whole new exothermal reaction that's also affecting the curing time. It's affecting like the mold distortion. It's going to affect the curing reaction. So yeah, man, Vomiting Droids. And then of all people to go with just a super clean as fuck chewy cast, of course it's Vomiting Droids. Next up in our roster here, I wanted to show off some Baba Drop because I think even you were saying, Baba Drop, man, how does this guy have a drop almost every single freaking week, it seems?
There was another piece I think he advertised. It was something with moss on it. Did you see that? Yes.
Very similar to the one you got with the ice piece.
Yes, but also I have a chewy from him with moss on it like that. So yes, very
Right.
cool.
He got these today too. Actually, if anybody else is a little bit more into edibles, that are usually like 50 milligram packs here and sell for like 5, 10. Yeah, see, Street Fight SPDX, edibles here in Canada max out at 10 milligrams per package, but there's some companies that have found like a loophole with like lozenges and stuff. So you can technically get 100 milligrams per package. But
Dude,
this
look,
artist here sent a package off to
mm,
Burial Boba. I can't tell if they're making some of these, if these are bootlegs that they're casting up.
huh.
My take on a mashup of the two of a fan of favorite Muscle Man toys from the 80s. Yeah, okay. The kit bashes. Fun, man.
Yeah, those are cool, man. Look at Yuckamuck with the nickname right there, Baba Drop.
And Baba Drock actually even said he's got 10 Mossy statues he's working on. Baba Drock, dude, we were talking about the flocking earlier,
Ooh,
man. You're killing
nice.
it. Like, especially with the paint apps on those with the flocking. Just killing it, homie. Gorgeous.
Yeah, dude, and I love that kind of what would you call that? Antiqued
Weathered look.
mossy,
A weathered look.
weathered mossy look. Yeah, it's something that you found in the forest. That's such a rad look, dude. And I think those ones are done so well. You're like, damn, dude.
And admittedly, like, what's so trippy is if you actually look up for like miniatures, like these guys right here, like a lot of the Warhammer figures and stuff, what they do for their bases,
Mhm.
it it can become tedious, but a lot of times like, they're buying these Citadel paints that end up being like very specific for like textured elements and back like base coats and shit to be like sand and snow. But a lot of times it'll end up being like paint mixed with glue mixed with cork bits, paint mixed with glue mixed with sand. And you're like, well, wait a minute. If we're spending an arm and a leg on this this mixed up thing, I don't mind fucking around with some Dollarama paints and some outdoor sand and seeing if I can get a fucking cool texture.
Yeah. You know who else started with war pieces, man? And I wanted to ask him about it when we interviewed him, and I forgot is Kajiki. That's how he started messing around with stuff was through Warhammer and just kind of painting those pieces and whatnot.
There. I
Pizza
wanted to
for
show this off
breakfast too.
here. Plastic pizza, man. These guys are killing it.
Yeah.
So they're doing this whole pizza for breakfast strikes. I don't know if you've seen some of the ones that are already being aired for this. Well, hell, why don't even just like Under Our Knives? This dude is underrated too. Like in my like, this statue he did a
Yeah.
while back, stupidly cool, man.
Oh
Stupidly
my
cool.
God. Yes, dude. Oh man. I love
He
that
just did
one.
a couple more of those, and like this is why I mean like he's an underrated artist. Like don't get me wrong, like I know a lot of the dudes are talented. 3,000 is like absolutely legit, but I just think that like for the quality in these pieces, man, dude goes hard.
No doubt.
But that's one of the artists I know that they've already dropped one of their pieces. So that's gonna be Saturday, April 15th, which is creeping up fast. Holy cow! Interesting pizza for breakfast, a revolutionary take on beloved morning meal. And like, I'm just even curious now. Like, Mr. Mento, I bet, has their piece up and ready for it, which I think it's a pizza Pop Tart.
Yeah,
Like,
and it said that was available on something called Network. I don't know what that is, man.
see, I'm not
That's
hip enough. I bet Mekaducky will school us and let us know that Network is probably some kind of like.
it said download networks, so maybe that's an app that it's on or something. I'm not sure.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like one of the Play Store
Yeah.
apps, just like what was it, Pop Shop, the Pop Shop Lives and stuff. But yeah, man. If anything, we'll have to make sure to get those up into our stories as they're posting. A lot of big hitters in here. Even like, dude, resin rookies in this as well. I wonder if they've
Nice.
seen theirs yet. No.
Yeah.
Anyways, I also wanted to congratulate Yakamuk, man. And if anybody hasn't seen yet, there are the pink LeBaron and the purple LeBaron still left. So these two dudes here. But yeah, man. Otherwise, dude, killing it.
Dude, I snagged that blue one on the left.
This
Yeah,
guy
dude.
here.
Yeah, so cool, man. So
Yeah,
cool, dude. I
actually,
saw
dude,
those. I was like, hell yeah.
I don't want to overlook it. Like good, like I don't want to actually say completely paint apps because I don't know if that middle one, if you ended up actually painting that skin like the ET skin tone, or if you were playing with like pigmenting the resin for that. But that's sharp, dude. You
Way
did good
sharp.
on that.
Yeah, agreed, man. That's a good one.
So Death and Strawberries is saying that it's an app they're pushing at Decon, Chrysosaurus, and Skilled One is saying
Mm.
a network is a live streaming app. Pete says, "My God, Street Fight." I agree. If you guys feel like commenting about it, I personally feel like pizza might not be my favorite food, but it is definitely something I could eat every single day of the week for the rest of my life.
So, so, so skilled. Do you like network? I couldn't tell if you like it or not. Just let us know.
Yak, man, thank you very, very much for actually letting me know that. And also, Angry Beast, if for whatever reason you go back and end up watching this, I do actually love when you end up letting us know and correcting us about what is painted and what's resin casted. Yakamak is saying that the only thing here was painted were the eyes. So even the masks resin casted. Solid, dude. Those are dope.
Mm. Yeah. Ooh, Bliss Receptor got that middle one. Nice snag, my friend.
The
Very cool.
ET based one. I'm surprised
Yeah.
sometimes with how much ET is actually a big deal over here. I've got a big, huge pin over there of ET kissing the little girl's head, and it's like ET and me.
You know, E.T. is one of the oldest movies I can remember that me and my sister watched together when we were kids, and she was very upset. I remember that, and I thought it was weird. And I didn't really have a very big connection to it until me and my family went to Universal Studios when I was maybe 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, 7, 8, something like that. And they had that ET ride out there, and that was like the main attraction, that in Jaws at the time. So, anyways, yeah, ET. But I mean, ET is great. I have
Make a
several
bunch
ET
of you
pieces.
feel a little old in the room. My first experience to ET was the 40th anniversary box set on DVD.
You son of a bitch! Listen to this guy. 40th anniversary, dude. I'll tell you what, man. I saw something the other day. It almost made me sick. It said. It said 2023 to 1980 is the same thing as 1980 to 1937. Gross.
How do you feel about that? Chrysosaurus, you're in love with the dead bird Toyz Bone Ghost Tooth Fairy. Actually a great piece, man, actually. And they paired really well. That was a good catch on their part for that. B, you actually hit this link, so I'm assuming that they've got a full lineup for tomorrow's drop. There it is. I think we've talked about this before as well. I think that Deadbird Toys is somebody that could probably appear almost every episode as having a drop. This is a fun one, man.
For sure, man. And I'll give you a little tip if you want to try to snag yourself a bone ghost at any time. And if you've tried before and you follow this guy, you know that his drops, at least for West Coast US time, they are bizarre times, dude. I mean, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning,
Yes,
11:30 at night.
I would even actually say though, the Deadbird flea market sometimes has some rad as hell pieces.
Oh
and
yeah,
it blows my mind sometimes what is still just chilling in there at times. Like these are all things coming soon. A mixed
yeah.
drop of Bone Ghost OGs, Bone Ghost ABC of like the actual 3-point, this Tooth Fairy piece. It's like, dude, yes.
Yeah,
Walking.
that's yeah, very cool, man. Just turn on your alerts if you want to try to snag one of those. But those are, you know what they had in there recently too, man. They had those large vinyl bone ghosts, and I didn't get one. I don't know if they're still in there, but they're cool, man.
Get one.
Yeah, he's in Northern California. He's out in like Santa Rosa area, I believe. So another NorCal guy, which is cool.
So actually, Cat Fans ended up. I saw, and I'm not gonna rat that person out, but somebody ended up getting Cat Fans box recently, and they ended up actually having one of these in there. It looks rad as hell, man. A classic example of way fucking bigger than you'd expect just looking upon it. Really rad piece. And if anybody didn't know, they've got a claim sale going on. Yes, a little bit Eastery with these evil chocolate bunnies, but where else? There we go. Also, these dudes here. And man, look at this claim sale. 15 shipped US. 15 shipped US. Like, get out of here, man.
And you know what, dude? That's one of those pieces right there where I'm like, that's creepy good. So can you go back to that guy real quick?
Yeah. This the back one.
Yeah.
I believe this is his, like almost his take on one of the what's the Halloween? Michael Myers?
Yeah. So look at like so look at the back one and then the back right. You know what that looks like, bro? And then the back left as well. Have you seen Stand By Me? That
Yeah,
movie
but for some reason, go ahead.
that looks like Ray Brower, the kid that got hit by the train when he's laying there.
Mm.
Bro, that's Ray Brower right there.
Daniel Havelos, I snagged 3 of those huge vinyl bone ghosts. That's what's up, dude. Congratulations, man. Those are going to a good collection. Dude, even these are
Oh,
funny as hell
nice.
to me.
Yeah,
Like
Santa Rosa.
Catman's Forever has a really funny humor because, like, okay, this is what I find funny. He'll do rad as hell shit like this, and all this really dark, very like macabre type demon type stuff, and then just straight up these greasy zombie chicken nugget dudes. It's like, oh, fuck, homie, and like
Yeah.
he'll do the conversation bears we're looking at, but like, fuck, this is sick, dude.
Colin got it. Train. Fuck my fat when you dime store hood. Oh man, you guys are the best, dude. I love that movie growing up. Stand by Me. What a classic, dude. And you're right, there are some freaking one-liners in there. Good
That
job, Vern. You
movie,
brought the comb. You don't even have any hair.
I know it's terrible, but for whatever reason, the moment where that one individual gets the leech on his wiener, that's about
Oh
all
yeah.
I can remember from Stand By Me. I basically that part of that movie is just so ingrained. I don't even like going in lakes, man. Fuck
There's
leeches.
you know who that was? Will Wheaton. Will
Oh,
Wheaton. Yeah.
Star
There's a
Trek.
little yeah, exactly.
Oh, I didn't mean to just zoom right over that. I just
Yeah,
closed the
that's
tab
dope,
for it.
man.
But the Zyma and Co piece, we were talking about Stand By Me, unfortunately. But if anybody hasn't been over
Yeah.
to Zyma Co.'s page, for one, don't just look at the new shit. Go to their store as well. It's so nicely organized. Everything's broken down either by like category of how they've named it, either by apes or by pigs or by clowns, or also material breakdowns, great filterings, and thousands of pieces to choose from, man. Huge, great selection. Go and check that out. Um, this is a little taste actually that was going on with the Toy du Jour art show. I'm gonna pull that up actually because if anybody hasn't had a chance to check out all the great artists in that, and no disrespect to like the Clutter Show one, but in future, if anybody can like chime in to promoters and like I think maybe we can reach out to some of the promoters and let them know. This makes a world of difference. When we're just looking at on here and we're trying to pull up these artists and not everybody actually uses these names as their IG tag.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this makes a world of difference to be able to just click on
Mm-hmm.
these and populate who is participating in it. There was some sick as hell pieces in this.
Mm-hmm.
Again, in my opinion, this was just one of the prime examples of what was going on in that show. So if anybody's not familiar, you basically were given one of these types of pieces and you were basically to kit bash it, modify it, whole bunch of cool shit like this. It was actually Junk Fed that pointed us in this direction after they ended up
Yeah.
doing, I think they might have even been the first one to kind of inspire the show after they did their piece.
Yeah, man. And you know what? That's actually something that I noticed. Also, shout out to you. Great job on posting the pieces from that show. The ones that I posted for In Action, and I mentioned this to you. Bro, there's some people that were in that show that didn't have their piece on their page. And I would have loved to put something up there for them. But number one, Clutter didn't have it on their page. And number two, they didn't have it on their page. And then number three, no disrespect to Clutter at all. They're a fine organization and great people. You know what I'm saying? But some of the people that were on there, they had their artist name and then their regular name almost as like a separate artist. And then so it got confusing when I'm trying to look up their piece. And I'm just like, well, I don't see anything on either piece. And I don't see anything for this individual at all.
The only way
it was weird.
Are you from okay? So, and this is where my weird brain kicks in. Search engine optimization, and essentially how long somebody's willing to spend on picking at something, right? And essentially, the way I often look at something like toys, especially toy funnels, is that we're creeps. We are digging, whether it be because we want to buy it, we want to find more information, we're looking to see what's going on about it. Like, for whatever reason, we're going to dig a little bit. Now, if for some reason, you or I, people who are like putting the time intentionally to do this, find it difficult even to find the piece that was submitted, then it's almost kind of like, okay, well, how are buyers supposed to find this? If how are buyers supposed to know it exists? Because yes, it's great that somebody might even go to the Clutter Magazine store, which has tons of amazing pieces in there. But at the end of the day, like, if I don't know how to get to even the artist page to find the piece, to get that hype, to be excited, and then we can't even find it to be able to share with homies we think would dig it, it kind of just gets lost and buried. And unfortunately, the reality of the internet is that unless like somebody talks about this again, it doesn't kind of resurface. I'm sure there's stuff from our show even that unless we were to clip it up and put it up again, that
Yeah.
like extraterrestrial tip. Probably a lot of folks are like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. And before I say something real quick, very funny that Suki names his favorite candy after he just walks in the room as Laffy Taffy. Welcome to the neighborhood, because we've been talking about Laffy Taffy for about the last hour and a half. So here's what's very frustrating about the Clutter Man, and I wish they wouldn't do this. And what really bothers me is that I think they did this just to get people to subscribe to their newsletter or to their pre-show or whatever it is, right? So you have to, if you want to get in and see the pre-show, or you want to get in to buy stuff early, you have to subscribe to their newsletter. Well, the newsletter comes with its own password, right? So when you're in the Clutter page and you're logged in, you go to the inaction show, and it asks you for your password again. So my password is always saved in my phone. So it's going in there and it's saying, that's not your password. That's not your password. So I'm like, what the fuck? Well, it wanted the password that they put in the email about the pre-show being started. Like, now I realize I was fucking dumb and should have put two and two together like an idiot because it's right in front of my face. But damn it, dude, can you make it any harder to get into the show, please? Like, I just want to see cool shit made by my friends, and I want to buy it, and I want to look at it, and I want to tell people about it. Can you make that process easy for me? And to only get a newsletter subscription out of that, it's frustrating, man. I'll tell you what, dude. Like I said, great people from what I've heard, and the shows are always legit. But man, just make it easier to get in there.
So
like we've already made an account. Like, what else do you want? We've already made an account.
I am going to pull a share screen because their website is beautifully organized for the show. So I am going to pull up the website in a second because I think that still deserves some kudos. Headquarters actually kind of touched on something there. So for one, if anybody's tried pulling up ChatGPT on your computer via URL, I believe that basically like they've closed it for right now because of how many people were already using it. But if you'd already downloaded the app, then you still have access to the app. No, yes, it can actually be utilized in very intelligent ways, but in ways that like you actually have to like use your brain a bit. So a prime example, in my opinion, of how somebody could actually really utilize ChatGPT but wouldn't think about it is you can take a direct job application or like a direct job posting, and you can ask ChatGPT, can you please take this resume, copy paste your resume, and fit it to cater to this job posting? And ChatGPT will be like, I sure can. And then you're like, thanks, ChatGPT. Do you mind also writing me a cover letter for that? And it goes, I sure can. Now, this isn't just fire it off. You now have a resume that an AI has perfectly tried to actually make sure it organized and altered to fit perfectly to a job description that you probably already have qualifications for. And then also took all that information and built you a cover letter that you can review both of those before you go to submit for a job. And if you save those files and you know you want a job in that field, you copy and paste the name for the different organization, client, company, and you just plug and play. In my opinion, for ChatGPT in that manner, amazing, dude. The moment you start trying to do things like the social media ones, I do that jokingly when I make it to a post for us, because it's comical to me to try and watch an AI do something where you're like, hey, write a funny post that's going to use trending hashtags telling people to do this. And it's like, hey, everybody, don't be toying around. Toyz alive, and you're like, fuck you, Chat GPT, you can't do this, you don't understand how to human in this way.
Yeah, it's funny, man. I was talking at work today. We had a big meeting, and that subject came up, and I said, hey, look, man, the show, we on our show for a couple days, we went with GPT or Chat GP, whatever the fuck it is, to do our post for us. And you can tell it wasn't either one of us talking. But it got the point across, right? I mean, it's definitely weird. And I'm sure the more you use it, I'm sure the more used to your vernacular and the way that you speak, it probably
You
learns
learn to
that more and
use
more.
it. Like,
Yeah.
because even that's the funniest part, right? Or the most funny part, right? Is a lot of times we say like technology to a degree, like it can only do what the intelligent is intelligent enough, or the user is intelligent enough to make it do or ask it to do, right? And
Yeah.
that's why you try and make things more user friendly and you create UX design so that way the user interface is actually more enjoyable or user friendly to make people want to engage with it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like you could easily get a whole website. You could write your bio on your website using ChatGPT. Like the amount of things, especially if you had never once already connected with your audience. If none of you guys had ever heard the tone that we have, and from day one we had been using ChatGPT to do all of it. So far, ChatGPT has actually seen a 70% increase on job applications. People who are using ChatGPT, they've actually seen a 70% hiring increase. And that, in my opinion, is like the smallest. Peter, again, the dude's brain works on another level. He had one piece of coding that he couldn't figure out. And he asked ChatGPT, hey, how do I get this one piece of coding to do this? And ChatGPT wrote the coding for him to put into a website. Are you shitting me? Like, even like, because again, the more intelligent you are to think about how you can use ChatGPT, the more this tool just becomes exponentially insane.
Yeah. Yeah. Not to change the subject, but I'm going to change the subject just real quick, man. Fletch was saying that he thinks the password for Clutter was to stop bots from scalping is why they have the password. I get that. Bots from scalping, that's would definitely be an issue. Fuck, dude, and that's what sucks, dude. I mean, do you really want to put that onus on the people holding the show that like they have to now monitor what's done with the piece after the show?
Well, and somebody ruined it for everyone, right?
And somebody ruined it for everyone, man. And you know what, dude? I really don't think it's the artist or the supplier, the show. I don't think it's their job to determine what happens to that piece after the show, man. Like whoever bought it, if it was a bot, it was ran by somebody, they got it. And whatever they do with it, you've purchased, that piece. We didn't sign a contract that said we have to be not shitty people when we buy these things. I think the hope is that you're not going to be a shitty person. And I think it's pretty common knowledge that if you do that, you probably are a person. But that being said, I mean, it's hard to police something like that,
But they're just trying to make it fair.
Yeah, no, I get it.
They can, right? And
yeah, I get it.
It's not perfect yet or ironed out, but it's trying to deal with a situation that is ever changing, ever growing, every release, right? And in my opinion, again, we can, because again, I even said the same thing to you. There was one of the Clutter shows that we tried to capture and show in our stories and try and shout out, and it was very different. It was the Glow show. It was very difficult to find all the pieces and track them down and make sure that happened. But this is gorgeous, in my opinion. And the fact that I click on this right here, and it then shows me all the available pieces, that is nice. It's clean, it's organized, it's right there. It didn't take long for it to load. It just popped right up. Like
that is beautiful.
Yeah,
that is beautiful right there. That's what you want, man.
Yeah.
You want to be able to click on a page, see what's there. Thank you. You want to be able to you want to be able to click on a page or a show, see what's available or what's not available, and go from there. That's what you want, man.
Yeah,
that's great. Holy crap, dude.
Congrats, wait. Go.
Dude, somebody bought that Killer Bootlegs piece. 5 honey for that, man. And like, I'm not talking shit, dude, but I heard, and I don't know where it happened at, but I heard that the cigarette in Kevin Smith's hand is broken.
No.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I don't know if it shows it in there or what, but I believe it is broken.
Christ almighty. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't know how you'd be able to tell, because unfortunately, the reality is there's no piece in here, but that does look like a tiny piece of cigarette beside his
like
hand.
there was something there that's not there anymore. I heard it from 2 different people. And honestly, now that you're zooming in on it, that's the first I've seen of it. I don't see the other piece. I don't see the broken piece though, unless it's maybe behind the foot or something.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm wondering if it's like I don't see the little piece of cigarette, but you like, is it right there in front of the shoe? Are we getting crazy?
It could
here?
be. It could
Oh
be.
my
No, you're.
goodness. I don't know.
It could be.
But that
yeah.
just looks so small by the fingers there.
Mhm.
Oh.
So Carolina Cool Cat, great point, man. As an artist who was in the show, I just wish the actual public sale time was made more clear to us. It was all very confusing. 100%, dude. You know, so I get in the pre-show, and I had got in there late, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck, dude? I didn't realize the pre-show was only 2 hours, right? And then I go back, and I'm like, oh fuck, it does kind of say it, but it's like, what's
congratulations.
Yeah, nice.
Sorry, a lot of you guys sold out, man. Congratulations, dudes. And I know a lot of you didn't maybe sell out of all of it, but you guys actually sold a good quantity of your figures, man. Congratulations to everybody that's a part of this. It seems to have played out well. Congratulations, everybody.
Yeah, and Carolina Cool Cat, great point again, dude. Like the whole flyer was confusing. It said 5 p.m. and then it was like, no, actually 9 p.m. And I'm like, yeah. And where are we talking about? East Coast, West Coast, like Mountain Time? What are we doing here? Anyways, great pieces, man. Everybody, especially who's, you know, friends of the show, great work, man. I bought that resin blood piece. That's fucking dope. I snagged that scraped resin piece. Fucking dope. It was actually not under scraped resin anymore, which is weird.
Everybody did a great job. Like I don't know how it. I think we knew about it, but it still somehow slid under our radar.
Yeah, you know what? I agree, man. And you know what? And maybe that's another thing. Now I don't want to pile on clutter or anything, but maybe
again, this is great. Their website is beautiful, in my opinion. I'm gonna, dude, when you consider look how like with this much on here, this many pictures, catalogs of this much art, and it's running this smooth, like good for them, man. All cataloged, all organized. Artists from all over the globe, keeping these things as safe as they can while they've got them there. Like,
well, and you know, man, the thing is I get it, dude. I mean, it's obvious that they want to drive people to the website, which is smart. Oh, I do have one of those, that Frank Mysterio. Yeah, I don't have that one, but I have one. Yeah, that's fucking badass, dude. Shout out to Sauce Drops. I snagged that at Decon from him. He's another NorCal a NorCal artist up here. Actually, I don't know if he makes art or not, but he has a lot of pieces. Anyways, yeah, what were we talking about?
I missed for a second there because I was focused. I'm so sorry. I was reading Uncle Spank. I lost track of everything. Random, awkward, and off-topic question. Any other dorks in the Atlanta GA area here? So yeah, if anybody's in and actually, I'm surprised you guys don't do that more often. If some of you guys recognize that you're in similar areas, like why wouldn't you hang out and talk toys in human flesh form?
Yeah.
So now it looks like we're creeping into the under 1,000. Man, we've got a ton of them tonight. A ton of under 1,000s. And back to how it's just wave after wave after wave of new makers.
Ooh. We said ooh at two different things. That is funny. At the same time on two completely different things. You know what I saw? Yes.
There's another sculpt, a custom origins possessed Skeletor from Curse of the Three Terrors.
Love it.
But like this is nuts to me, man. Orange and Flesh test shots for the Mad Bubbler and Thundercats available in the new year. Damn, that's a run.
Yes, that's awesome, dude. That was really cool.
That's a hell of a run, like I said, man. It's I don't know, 7 weeks ago too. 5 weeks, 3 days ago. Looks like the articulation of the gloves. That's a common theme we're seeing a lot in general.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, dude. I've heard nothing but good things about clutter. And you know, like I said, dude, that's what I was saying before. Before I lost my train of thought was They're trying to drive people to the website, which is smart if you're trying to get that website, make that thing, the spot to go for the shows. And so there's not a lot of pieces that you can click on their web page or on their Instagram page. Their Instagram page is a lot of flyers and advertisements for the shows, but then to see everything, you have to go to their website, which, hey, if you're trying to drive traffic to your website, that's a great way to do it. I think when we have the luxury of everything at our fingertip and Instagram all the time, when we don't come across something that's right at our fingertips in 1 or 2 clicks, we're off this, you know what I mean? Like, I got to work too hard now. Which is,
the average human, but that's the average person and the average consumer as well. And that's
right.
why I even started saying, like, we are a bit more nerdier than the average person. We might go a little bit digging a little bit longer than the average person. Calico Chris, what's going on, homie? But the reality is, and I'll be very open and blunt about it. Anytime anybody's ever said, Crumbs, why haven't you thrown a show? Crumbs, why haven't you thrown a show? Because of all these little nuances and weird parts that we've seen and come up with, I have no answers to them either. That's the reality. Is that understanding how much work goes into this, and then how difficult it is to still try and pull it off, and still not be able to necessarily pull it off in a way that appeases or pleases everybody. Dudes, like, I don't blame anybody here who's struggling to kind of show perfect yet. You know what I mean? Like, Comic-Con's been going on for how many years? Like, people still probably have comments and suggestions on how that can be run smoother in different years. And I truly do think a lot of these places actually started kind of doing this because of COVID. So they kind of were forced to try and kind of roll on their toes as they kind of could. And then again, dude, like, in my opinion, that's an impressive website they've built that can keep all that information stored. Like, dude, those are so many pictures. The server for that to be running that smooth. Like, no disrespect, but there's other stores I know you click on something and you're sitting there being like, oh, come on. Not to mention, even just to know where to click to get the pieces to all generate. You're like, oh, come on. Right? So beautifully laid out, beautifully organized, super nice and fast. Chrysosaurus asking if anybody's going to be going to 5 Points Fest. Chrysosaurus, please drop the date for that actually as well. That's got to be creeping up soon.
Yeah, I did see some people advertising for that recently. That'll be a good one, man. That's one I'd like to hit at some point in the next few years if they keep doing it, which I'm sure they will. I've heard it's really, really
growing.
Good. Yeah.
Growing.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah, so New Transylvania and Uncle Spank. You guys should give a little holler. And Death and Strawberries is also asking if anybody's in the AZ area.
Oh. We just hired a guy from Atlanta. He's going to be working remotely, which is kind of cool. He's an estimator. So he's just looking at job packages, but he's working for us in NorCal from Atlanta, which is cool. June 10th and 11th. So next couple months. Nice.
Creeping up hard, and Zymeco's already got a booth set up.
Ooh, corner booth too, a fatty.
So Zymeco, make sure you're gonna need what, seven of those big heavy duty suitcases for all your stuff. Make sure to put Kerf Loss's PowerPoint for the guide on how to pack up a cart. Your boxes and...
Gosh, man, Kerf Loss, he's got some stuff working up, don't he? Holy smokes, dude. He's got a bunch of figures that he's working on, and I bet they're all going to be, if they're both like the last one that he did.
I don't know why my brain went here. Maybe it's because he's working on a Bosk goth figure right now, but you actually showed off a piece from Titty Bean recently that I had never seen ever. What the fuck, dude? Is that because it was a Patreon exclusive? I've never seen that piece. That thing is rad as hell.
Warcat. You know what's funny is he forgot the name of it too. He hit me up and he was like, man, good call on the name on that. I forgot what it was. Warcat 4 is what that one's called. But yeah, dude. And you know what? If you go back through his stuff on Patreon, it's a Czarface head that he did some original sculpt on. And then I have a couple of them, but it's a great fig, dude. That color combo that he used on that was super smooth. And it was just really... Dude, it sounds weird, but it's just really pleasing to the eye, dude. That's what I was trying to convey in that post, was that sometimes, Titty, he's got great, glow and UV and his marbling is on point, paint is on point, but he's also got these other very just really cool color combinations that just kind of give you a different feel. And that was one of them for me. But yeah, Pork Cat number 4.
Now, out of curiosity, did he do a Patreon specific drop for those?
That was I don't think there was a drop. That was a figure. I don't know what month it was for. Yeah, that's it.
Dude, this head sculpt is so sick. It's almost like a Power Ranger head.
Yeah, it is very, very cool, man. And those guns, it did not come with those, but those are both titty beam guns on that first one. But yeah, dude, it's just, I don't know what it is.
So good.
It is,
and actually,
man. It's
you
a
posted
really
2 bangers. You posted this banger of a fucking Bob and Drock recently too.
Oh yeah, that's a good one, man. That was the December claim on that one, the ice crusher. Yeah, that was a good one. Really cool.
This dude's making cool fucking toys, dog.
You know what I tried to do, man, and I don't know, maybe somebody else who takes pictures. I saw this somewhere, and so I tried it, and I think it kind of works. It seems to me now, my phone that I take pictures with is like, I don't know what this is, like an 11, like it's an iPhone, but it's like nothing that's super new. This is the only thing that I use to take my pictures with. I don't have a camera or any shit like that. But what I feel like the further away I am from the object, I feel like there's a really not too close, not too far, but there's a spot like right at the middle there where it tends to focus really, really well. And I think that if I take the picture when it's focusing really well, and then just as I'm editing the picture, zoom into it, I think you can get some finer detail pics like that without having to edit it as far as sharpness or anything like that. So I don't know.
So for
just something I tried.
Glow in the dark and UV personally as well, like, because I've been debating this. I was even talking to Uncle Spank about this the other day. I'll basically lower the brightness. Like, let's say the room is dark, right? You've turned off all the lights. You're on your camera. You press on the screen, and it pulls up 2 little bars on the right-hand side. One's going to be the exposure. One's going to be the brightness. And especially if I'm doing a UV or a black glow-in-the-dark picture, I find your camera almost wants to naturally try and brighten up the shot to see what it is. But that's almost what makes it go out of focus. So I'll actually tell my camera, no, dude, it's black in here. It is dark. But at the same time, I'm not really manipulating the photo because I promise you, like, the lights are off. It's black in here. So you're like, nah, dude, like, the camera, don't try and manipulate the lighting and add brightness. It's actually dark in here. And then sometimes I'll bring the exposure and I'll turn the exposure up just a little bit, because I find what ends up happening is that's when all of a sudden it goes from being this blurry, crazy, distorted glow-in-the-dark thing to actually being like, oh, here you go. I'm an item on the shelf glowing like that. And you're like, okay. Yeah. And once I do that, I find like, we've all talked about it. Editing the photos once you've taken them kind of feels weird. I even feel weird. Sometimes I'll admit, I was talking to somebody the other day where I was like, you take a picture of a toy in a light box and then you take a picture of it on, let's say, my balcony in the daylight. And then I take a picture of it in my bathroom. I'm going to have 3 totally different pictures of that thing without manipulating any of them. And the issue just is that, like, the light box is going to, 1, give you great lighting on the piece, but 2, it's absolutely going to cause your phone camera to hone in on certain details and try and focus on certain details based on how that light box is lighting them, and having nothing else in the background to put its focus on. Versus 100%. Standing in a bathroom, it's on your hand or it's not in a perfect background. It gets a little bit more distorted and shit. Like even Mechaducky, not a lot of cameras have the level of control, but making a small aperture and making the exposure time longer than 1 to 60 seconds helps. And it's like, it's not. And Uncle Spanks actually said it really well the other day. It's like, if the picture you're taking now looks closer to what you see with your human eye, perfect. Because how often do you try and take a picture of something and you're going, oh shit, that doesn't capture what I'm looking at. So it's like, well, the more likely that it actually looks exactly like what you have in your hand, kind of the better. Mr. Ultraviolet, Asa, what up, bro?
Yeah, oh, depth of field is what that Bliss Receptor said. Depth of field is what that is. Yeah, I agree, man. And I have no problem editing the picture if I'm just turning down the background or something like that, like you said. But it does get kind of annoying when it tries to do it on its own for you. I have an autofocus on mine that I usually turn off, because you're right. And here's something else, just as far as like the coloring that you get, dude. Here's two quick stories for you. I do the spread out for the Friday show, right? Tomorrow, or tonight after we're done here, I'll put all our pieces together and I'll take a picture of them, right? Well, it's on this kind of, tannish color countertop desk area that I have, right? Well, that's the most prevalent color in the picture. So when I add it to the stories, it automatically makes that background a variant of that color, whether it's a fade or a solid color. I just, within the last 2 weeks, figured out how to change that background color. I've been at this for what, 3 years now, and I just figured that shit out. But then also, I have another account where I have sports cards, right? And I try to do them like our pen Toyz, where he does 3 in a row. So when you're looking at it visually on the feed, it looks very nice. You have like 3 green backgrounds, 3 red, 3 white. You know what I mean? It looks very uniform. And I'm like, sick, dude. That's what I'm going for. However, when you do that and you put like a red background and you put, a baseball card up there, and you take a picture of it, great, looks great. You do another card and a guy on a different team with a different color uniform, or the border of the card is different. Now I'm looking at it and I have some that look completely different. And that's the problem with taking pictures on your phone and stuff like that, or just being an amateur like I am and not knowing how to get that back to its really true color.
Well, a lot of them have auto like adjusting features. Hell, dude, the Pixel 6 has this weird thing where if I go take a picture, it'll actually record 3 seconds of video. And when I'm going back to look at the picture afterwards, it'll actually have recorded me trying to like balance out my phone and be like, hey, just to double check, like this was the picture you wanted, right? Nothing that we captured in these moments before you actually hit take. And you're like, fuck out of here, weird thing on my phone. And Pocket Salsa actually brought it up, and it's a great point. So I pulled up his page here because this is a great example of exactly what we're talking about. Explain to somebody who doesn't understand resin that this is the exact same fucking piece.
Wild, dude.
It's like, and that's just the lighting differences. And like, if
Yeah.
you even look at it, you can see like the similar marblings and stuff. And it's like, yeah, like that. That's just it in the sun.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Great work, Pocket Salsa, dude. That's rad.
Yeah, that thing's insane. He said it was actually like 1.03 kilos. Let me know if I got that decimal point one wrong. B to the home base. Well,
B to the base. Oh, bro, Pocket Salsa baseball game. You name it, bro. Let's go. O's versus A's. I'm down. Hey, we just came off a series with the O's. O's are looking good, dude. I like their catcher. That he's dope. Anyways, I'm sorry. You're rolling your eyes like this fucking guy.
Works. Before I hop into a bunch more tabs, though, you want to do some more unboxings, man? I know you've got quite the pile of artists to show up tonight.
Yeah. So here's one that's on a show that's really, really, really sick, dude. And I'm bummed that I didn't do my research and I didn't do my due diligence on this one. So I don't know who the figure came from. Maybe if someone's really into Safubi, they can let me know who this is. This is actually a custom paint job from Topher Toy, Topher Toy. I have a couple of his vinyl pieces that he just I have like a couple Skull Pirates that he put on like a candy paint that are just like super lit. This just picked up from him. Sick. If anybody knows what that is called, go ahead and let me know, because I don't know. I believe it's on.
That looks like a Marmite President.
I don't know, but I love that artist. Topher Toy on the foot.
Topher kills it,
Yeah.
man. Beautiful paint app. I got
Topher Toy,
five
man,
bananas now.
always really super sick work. Straight up. Bam. That's a good one. I can't wait to take pictures of that one. It's going to be beautiful.
Oh,
Bam.
hell yeah. Good luck trying to capture that like perfect I wouldn't even want to call it gloss, man. Some of you cats have gotten so good with airbrushing that is fucking stupid.
Yeah. It really is. It's just, you know, I don't know if he has too many process videos out there.
It looks like that's a metallic Golza. Safubi Golzai Bondi. That's a Bondi, Holmes. But that's a sick ass paint app on that bad boy. Sorry, I'm creeping his page.
No, all good. Dude, the smell on this thing. So it came boxed up and then it was in like a larger bag. But dude, the fumes on this thing, no bullshit, bro. My living room reeked like this for about 2 days. And I loved it.
For that. Yeah,
I came home and I was like, oh man. And you know, because the
tail
packaging,
gradients.
yeah.
Ah, those are sharp, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Way cool, man. I'm gonna make a little display as soon as I get my other display room going. I'm gonna make a display with all his stuff, dude, and it's gonna be killer, man. He's got some fucking badass work. You know, I noticed about him too. So Topher Toy, if you're interested in any of his stuff, you might want to set your alarms for him because his stuff used to hang around in the shop for a little bit. But now that you know we're kind of getting, he's got more and more stuff. He's got a lot of stuff out there.
He's done a lot of Ophelia Toys collabs, yes, man. That's probably,
and it goes pretty quick now. You know what I mean? Like if you want one, you're probably not just going to randomly come across a piece and be like, oh, this has been sitting in the shop for weeks. Nothing like that. So anyways, Topher Toy, man. Dope stuff.
You haven't kissed your cousin at least once. Have you lived? Mr. Ultraviolet, come on.
Mexican Safubi from Karma de Perro.
Oh, yo, Karma de Perro is somebody that I need to slide in the DMs. We need to pull in here or something because that dude stumps me, man. Even the fact that fucking Speculatron has the KP on the back, it's like, okay, wait a minute. What is going on here? Why'd you carve your head in the back of this? What am I missing here? So he is somebody I'd love to fucking dig a little bit deeper into. 13 half sibling. Jeez. Sorry, Pocket.
Bro, I'm looking at it. I just saw this Pocket Salsa. I just love baseball and telling Orioles fans that Ripken beats his wife. Oh boy, that is funny. Yuckamuck says go Jays. Okay, all right. Red Sox fan, me and Pocket Salsa did talk. So this is the next one I'm going to open up from Trash Joy, man. We actually mentioned this one last week. This is Dream Job. What that is, and it's the guy, he's just got the old jackhammer. Good old construction guy. Probably a union worker. You know. And I do believe this thing glows. I'm not going to turn the lights off in here, and I don't have my UV light, I don't think.
Classic green and purple, though. That 80s green and purple.
It is. It's like green, chest, yellow. The pants, it kind of fade. Well, you can see actually purple better on the back side. But yeah, it does have that fade down into purple, man. Really cool. Dude, and this was, gosh, man, this was cheap. I want to say this was like maybe $10, something like that.
He's always between like, he honestly has pieces a lot of times anywhere from $5 to $20.
Yeah.
You know what? Uncle Spank actually kind of put it perfect the other day. Because I'll admit, like, he got a box. If we actually talk an artist up a lot and there's somebody that we've grabbed a lot of their work and we actually, like, if you guys grab one of their toys, of course I'm kind of like, did you actually like it? Like, I'm concerned. I want to make sure, like, in my brain, I'm almost just like, did you actually like it as much as we liked it? And he said, he was like, dude, it was kind of trashy and a hell of a lot of joy. It's exactly what I signed up for. And it's like, there you go. Yeah, that's what's up. Like, you knew what you were getting. You were getting a box from Trash Toy Studios.
For sure, man. And it's, you know, there's always so much variety, dude. I mean, how many pieces did his last drop have? Like, how many different figures? There was at least, what, maybe 5 or 6?
Yeah, probably at least 5 or 6 different guys, I would say.
Yeah, and then probably at least 5 to 10 variants of each in there. That's a lot of stuff, man. That's a lot of stuff. And it's all just it's very cool stuff.
It's a lot
Clever
of
too.
fun.
Very smart, right? We always talk about smart pieces. Dream job. Is it? Probably not initially. Maybe when it's all over and said and done, maybe you've done something with that. So
There you go, man.
there was something glow in the dark Jimmy Hoffa. That'd be cool. All right, what's next, man? You want to do some more tabby tabs? You want
Let's
to do
do some
another
more
opener?
tabby. Let's fire through some tabs,
Cool.
man.
Cool.
This guy here is actually somebody some of you would know as All Out Domo, otherwise known as Shotgun Karaoke. Shotgun Karaoke actually did the drop of some of these guys here. Log Rays, there we go. I knew the name would come when I saw it. But a big old
bro, let's
yeah.
Shout out to the homie Bliss Receptor for the logo. I believe Bliss Receptor made that logo for him.
Well, Snapples, man. There you go.
Oh, isn't that funny that you showed that squid face? Isn't that funny? Because I'm going to show a Healy piece of that today too. That's very funny.
I think it's called the Hoarder. Yeah, the Hoarder.
Okay, cool. Nice.
He's got a bunch of those guys, and he's also just casted up a big old army of owls. Owls are in. Owls are paying.
I saw that. I like it. I like that. I got one coming from Pocket Salsa as well.
Well, we all know the Pocket Salsa ones have a little grandma love in them, man.
Nice. Yep. Very cool, man. Yeah, dude. Actually, me and Shotgun Karaoke, I told you I have that package for him that's going to cost $1 million for him to pick up. And so we actually worked out a deal. I said, man, why don't you wait till you make some more stuff, and then I'll just buy something for you at $50, and then you use that $50 to go pick up your package that I send you. So that's how that's going to work.
And yeah, Bliss, you crushed that that logo there for the Shotgun Karaoke one.
I think there was another one too, man. I think there was two of them. That was the second one, but yeah, very cool. Visitors on the table now. This is a
Death Anima
we were talking about earlier. Yeah.
And okay, actually, I even love this dude here, man. Like,
yeah, me too.
I'm pretty sure it's a free figure that says free right across his fucking back.
Oh, that's funny. Invader.
Like, I love this dude. I love like the marshmallow with the chocolate with the little chocolate dude, the Choco Trooper that's literally shooting chocolate at it. It's like, oh hell yeah. And this is what blows my mind. We talk about this all the time. Artists with like maybe small following sizes, but they're blowing out sick work, man. Like,
yeah, agreed.
And even the popcorn one. I forgot all about the popcorn one.
Oh, the popcorn one. Yeah. That was a good one, man.
Where the heck is that sitting now? Oh.
I just posted new sales today. That's why I was late to the oh, okay, cool.
Who was that? Yakamuk? No.
No, Ultraviolet.
Oh, nice. Ultraviolet. That's sick, man. We'll have to pop over to your page, take a little look. Wanted to see the popcorn guy. There. Dude. Look at those little eyes.
Yuckamuk says visitors doesn't sell though. I confirmed.
All right. You already slid into the DMs to double check and see what's going on.
Thank you, Yuckamuk, for that.
Well, you have huge fans over here that
well, wait a minute now. Okay, so you go back to that one with all the packages, right?
But what's that could be for like an art show or for a gallery table.
Okay.
I don't know. Not to US anyways. Yeah, I believe they're in like Japan.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Up at the top here. Handmade figures from Japan. But like look at the variety they already have. Captain Free Toy, Cereal Alien, Frankengum, Natura, Dark Dipped Marshmallow. This Elder Tea bag even reminds me of oh, what's the name of the fucking book that's in that?
Never Ending Story.
No, the one with I came here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. No, wrong one. Ash from Evil Dead. There we go.
Yeah, Evil Dead. There you go. Oh, yeah, the Evil Dead book.
Yeah,
there you go. Sure.
Fuck, we got there.
Yeah. So now, is there a store at Death Anima Studios?
No, I've checked.
Okay. All right.
All right. Couch Shark, another individual that was part of the Toy Show But it's
Mhm.
hard when you start going through these artist pages not to get a little bit excited to be like, what else you got working on here? What else you making on here? And just a bird. In that instance.
Necronomicon. Yeah, that. Yep,
Thank you.
yeah, there you go.
You guys got there. Pocket Salsa, It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah, that's a good movie too. Master Fake Toys. This was actually you flung my way.
Yeah.
290.
Yeah, and that's another one,
Howling.
man. That yeah, I think that's an account from Mexico. But that was one of those ones, man, that it just kept on giving me account after account that was similar to this. Electrician. That's funny. The cover of The Exorcist.
It's a little light up figure.
Yeah, that's funny.
Dang.
Huh. That's cool.
Interesting work, man.
Oh, look at that Dumbo with the that was cool.
Oh. Nice, yeah. Torches.
Now, is that all sculpted or what is that?
Custom figures. Dumbo. Oh. Dumbesha. Fair. So I believe it's a kit bash of some kind. Maybe it was a casted base. AO Bird. Mechaducky. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, dog. I'm so sorry. Damn. Homie knows what's up, though. He clearly has a similar interest to a lot of us.
Yeah, he's got yeah.
And Corazon Toys. That reminds me of the Bobadrock one.
Yes, exactly. And
The
that's
master,
exactly why. Yes. Maestro Tortuga. Tortuga, I haven't seen that name used in a while. That's hella radical. That was his first piece, I believe, the Tortuga, correct? Yeah.
The Tortuga figure, yeah.
Yeah.
That and Great Bait.
Yeah, Wise One is what so that Bobadrock, right? That I believe his what is called Wise One.
Wise Master.
Wise Master, there you go. Yeah. Look at that gizmo right there. That's pretty cool too. That gizmo is got a paint app on it like a Care Bear. Not that one.
Bear.
There was a yellow one.
Gizmo. Sunshine Bear.
There you go. Yeah. Heart of Toys.
That's fucking cool too.
Yeah.
Newton Gatatites. Toys on Tap. What's going on, Abe? How you doing, man?
Toys on Tap.
Dinos,
what's up, Abe?
dude? Will dinos ever not be cool?
You know what, man? You're right. It probably, I don't know how kids. I know that when I was a kid, that was a big thing, but we're talking like late 70s, early 80s. And like, plastic dinosaurs were the shit, man.
Plastic dinosaurs were the shit. If anything, it still blows my mind sometimes the Chinosaurs have become such a big deal to like in bootleg culture when they just were the dime bag dinosaurs you'd get.
Yeah.
Damn, this was a good find, homie. Arquitoys.
Yeah, that was another one, huh? Yeah.
Dang, man.
Yeah, those are cool. I like those.
Little armadillo guy.
Yeah.
Shit. All right.
Yeah.
Looking at here.
I don't know what the scale is on those. They look smaller, but it's still cool.
I suppose Bicora Photos does all the photography. Okay.
Zimico, peace out.
Even these. Night Pocket Salsa, dude.
Yeah. So, that's another one, just kind of like, I don't want to say like trash joy, but right, just like a small piece that just comes in a nice, clean bagged format. Oh,
They remind me of Gashapon figures. I was even thinking about it earlier tonight when we were looking at some of we were looking at some kaijus, little like mini kaijus. It's like, will these ever not be cool? There's something about a pocket toy of a small little minifigure for some reason, like Z-Bots and like all the Galoob figures in general, a Crazy Bone, like they're fun, man. There's a lot of fun to a small figure. And all the different color mashups, very Gashapon, very like party toy bag that you'd get at the store or something, right? They're fun, dude. I like the color mashups a lot. Really cool work. Good grab, dude. Skin Mag Toys, actually. Young Buck getting into the scene here.
oh, there we
I'm
go.
guessing. So they've started it off. They've got a sculpt going. March 16th, they post us a little reel showing the beginning stages of the sculpt work. But yeah, 60 followers. We're giving them some love. Also, this big old 3D printed piece. We know these people, apparently. We might know them.
Something about tacos. But yeah, man, I'm actually kind of excited about that account just because I've been talking to Fletch about him for a while now. And actually we showed a piece. Maybe there wasn't a while back, but yeah, this was another one, dude. Poom Toys or Pum. I don't know what that is, but 71
They're
followers.
obviously teasing a little bit.
Yeah. Gorezilla.
Little bum action going on there on the Gorezilla. But dude, it's wild to me. 71 followers. New account, 10 days old.
Yeah.
And dude, this shit. Sorry. What is happening
yes. Here? Oh man.
Stoner 2048, dudes. What is going on here?
I jumped on this account and it was from somebody else. Somebody got a set of those bonsai trees. And I can't remember who it was, man. And I'm like, who is that? So I clicked on it and it looks like that's almost all that he does. Those are wild, dude.
Like these sick ass bonsai pores.
Yeah. Dude, come on.
This is one of those situations too where you're looking at it being like, is this less complicated than my brain is making it? Or are these stupidly difficult fucking molds and the cleanliness of the poles are stupid?
Well, and not only that, dude, but let's just like take a look at that pink one. And think about like, or even that orange one, for example, on the bottom left, right? Or any of those, dude. I mean, like, look at the way you have to balance that out, you know, to make sure that it's not too heavy on one end, so it pulls that over.
They're gorgeous.
Man, yeah, those are very cool. Do not drop that. Damn.
Yeah, no shit.
Gosh.
But like all the different sizes of them and everything, and like, dude. So are they airbrushed?
Huh.
Like,
they must be.
I have no. Well, I don't know because look at like the transparency here.
Yeah, I was gonna say what kind of. Man, I don't know.
Oh, actually, this person's asking the important questions. There you go. Which one you want? I can make one for you. Ships from China.
There you go.
Oh,
you want one
that one's cool.
Damn,
Damn, dude.
Those are cool, man. I like those.
They're very cool. Dang, dude. This is very Zymico looking.
Yeah, I did not see those. Now that looks like it's airbrushed, right? That's got to be.
I would think. Again, okay, well, here's a painting tray, right? So I would imagine, yeah. Homeboys giving them the old twirly bird. A lazy Susan spray bath. Oh, but
there you go.
Get out of here. 20 centimeters. So what is that in inches? 2.5 for every centimeter. So I don't know, almost 6 inches.
Man, those are crazy.
Printed.
I did not
sick. Okay, that explains though.
Okay.
Gorgeous though. Dude, 3D printers are getting insane.
Wow.
Well,
that's sick.
Jeez Louise, man. Sorry, now I'm just lost. This Stoner 2048 got me trapped. What the
Nice.
frick, man? Okay. Sorry. Oh, LRH bootlegs. I believe this would be another one that I think you ended up tossing me this one my way.
Yeah.
Very, very like Mexican looking bootleg style on those, man. In a dope way.
Yeah.
Like that looks like some Cola Crush.
Yeah, and that one reminded me of Low Tech Studios. That figure that we actually gave one of those away. Actually, Max won that.
Oh
One
shit,
trick
nice.
won that. Yeah. But yeah, it looks like 5.5 style with a dinosaur head. Those are cool. You're right, dude. It has that very bootleggy look. Dino, man. Very simple.
And again, dinosaurs are just cool.
Yeah, 60 pounds free UK postage. So US, you're looking at, well, yeah, dude. See, 60 pounds US plus shipping. You're looking at like a $90 piece right there.
It's tough,
which
man.
That's tough. Yeah.
These guys are fucking dope, though.
That's awesome.
We talk about this a lot, though. And again, like vinyl is a realm of its own, man. 351 followers. Yes, maybe they have Facebook. Yes, maybe they're on like other places, right? Like Skullfucked or Reddit. But it's wild to me when we see somebody doing something like this and selling out. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Limited of 5. And then these guys here 120 each, including worldwide shipping. Safubi, man, it's a beast.
Yeah, no kidding.
But it's always impressive to me. Like I said, it's always super impressive to me. Like the investment into it it's not an easy feat, dude. I think at this point here, I just got some like fun accounts popped up. What unboxings you got? You got any cool unboxings going on over there?
I do. Let's go with Ordinary Toyz. Ordinary Toyz, man.
You got.
Yeah. Celestatron. This was the St. Patty's Day piece.
Were there 5 or 6 of those?
You know what? I don't know. But this figure, just in general, is just sick, man. The green and gold, very St. Patrick's Day. And then the little mug of beer is freaking badass. Dude, the cape work on that. Look at that cape work. Yowza. Ooh, way sick. Yeah, that is a beautiful piece, man.
Similar to a 6-pack, of course, right? He brought a 6-pack to the party. All the backers ended up being different types of, dude, gorgeous.
Yeah, exactly. So, and he asked me what kind of backer I wanted, and I chose whiskey because I don't drink beer. Anyways, man, Celestatron, these are so sick, dude. I can't wait to talk to him about these next week. But just a great figure, man, all around on this one. Really, really nice. Celestatron.
Even the way it's just gripping the fucking mug, man.
Yeah, and you know what, dude? And that's what's funny is because the mug came separately. And then but this tentacle is kind of hooked at the end, and so it fits right on there. This cape, by the way, dude, it's vinyl, but it's nice and thick, man. Like it is so rigid. It's not going to curl up or anything, dude. And it's Glyos on the legs and the arms, it feels like.
What a tight paint app on those front like ventilators too, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Very nice.
Oh, fuck, is that gold glitter all through the green too?
Oh yeah. Yep, indeed it is. Good one.
Sharp one, dude. Yeah.
From Ordinary Toyz. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that Lost Ronin figure is fucking sick as hell, Shoki.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Liquor ads from old 80s and 90s Playboy magazines is where that came from. That is funny. Yeah, dude. Fuck, Ordinary Toys is dope, man. Dope stuff going on over there. Do another one.
Stupidly talented. Pardon me?
Do another one.
Do another one. Rip another one. Why not? What you got in that box?
So this one I haven't opened yet. I don't know if I will open it. I probably will because I really want to take some pictures of it. But this is from Retro Band, Retro Brand's latest offerings, which is that snake head. And the cool thing about that snake head is that the eyes are UV, and that's kind of why I got it. So it looks like that. Really cool. But I love like the old school kind of comic book look that the card has. But this is vinyl. And man, sick piece. You know what? Let me just take it out because who am I kidding, right? I'm not going to keep it in the package. This is number 26 out of 30 is what this one is. Serpent. This came out, I'd say maybe a month ago. Something like that. So there you go.
He's a tough one to get too, man. And he rotocasts all of his stuff on site as well. Like any of the resin stuff that's like hollowed out, he rotocasts that on site.
Sure if you can see that stamp or not, but it says Horror Heads made in Texas. What that says right there. Retro Band. Bam. And this says here, known to swallow shelf toys whole. Apply UV white and watch this creature come to life. Bam. Retro Band. Nice one.
Retro Band, man. And Uncle Spank actually just said too, Ed Ordinary is breaking ground. It is ridiculous just how good his shit is at the moment, man.
100%, dude. It's legit stuff, dude. Like I said, that Celestitron figure, it's dope, dude. For like one of your first releases, that is a legit piece, dude. That is a great figure. Next one I'm going to show is that one. That's that new Healy made SWWS squid face. Now someone is going to have to tell me what the name of this dude is in Star Wars. Trekker, Tarek, something like that. Somebody let me know what that is. Anyways, man, this is all resin, hand painted, just freaking beautiful, man. These ones, they feel like they're porcelain. They have that really kind of like matte finish. I don't know what you call that, but just a great stance on that one. Kind of like a what's up, come and get it. I don't know if you saw on his page too, he did a post where he did a custom one of these that was red and blue. I believe the figure was all red and the shorts were like blue. Super sick. Anyways, that was a one-off that he did. But yeah, this is just another one of the SWW I figured out. He's been doing a lot of these, and some of them are repops from the first ones that he did. This is an all-new figure. Hessick, there you go. Folklore, of course. He will always be Squidhead to me. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. That's the Shotgun Karaoke had a piece with that same head, I believe. So anyways, SWWF, man, that's a legit one. Healy made. These sold out pretty quick.
And you just actually mentioned that was a one-off. Was that a custom?
No,
the
red,
okay.
Yeah, the red and blue one that he posted. This one, I don't know. Man, you know what? He doesn't really. I bet he would tell me if I asked him what the run of this was. But it sold out really quick, so I don't know. If I had to guess, I would say 70. I don't know why I picked that, but I think that's I don't know. I'll ask them and report back to you on that, because now I'm curious too. I don't know, because when they sell out that fast, you know what I mean? It's like, is there a shitload of people buying these, or was there just only a couple and they went really fast? Because I've seen him it go both ways, where there's a pretty good size run, 70 to 100, and they all go like that. And then there's other ones where I've seen like, hey man, there's 3 of these things, you better get on there and grab one. And those go pretty quick. So I see Fletch says he gets 70 too. Healy has a trooper drop over the weekend. Yes, he does. And that's probably going to be just from previous experience with him. If you bought any of those troopers, those are usually a screaming deal at $25. Yeah. Folklore, his species is Quarren. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right. What else you got in that box? You're peeking in there. What else you got?
I am. I'm just kind of looking around. Oh, you know what? How about this one from NRH? NRH repping San Diego, man. NRH, dude, always really chunky, solid resin pieces. There's magnetic articulation just in the head, and it's kind of like peg articulation there because it does drop down into the neck. But man, it's soft. This thing does have some glow on it too, man. But yeah, great little piece, dude. Cards are always cool. NRH usually, and actually, I just saw that they were making a new sculpt, I believe, on some stuff. Here's another. Now we gave one of these away. I can't remember who won this one, but somebody won one of these. Here's another, good example of his kind of pieces where they're just small, usually like 1 or 2 points of articulation, if there's articulation at all. I have some other pieces of his where there's none, but chunky, man. These are all solid and really good work. Always really low runs, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. NRH.
They're fun. I think we actually pulled up those guys maybe an episode or 2 ago when we were looking at the post of all those on the table, man. That's a fun little sculpt.
Like, it is. It's really cool, man. Yeah, it really is. And that's what I mean, the scale, but it's solid, dude. You know what I mean? And it's just, the magnets seem really durable. Just a cool little piece, man. And we always, gosh, dude, I think we probably could have even put this one in the under 30. I want to say it was right at 30 maybe on something like this. So very affordable. They always come right away. I mean, I'm in California and he's in San Diego, or NorCal and he's in San Diego, so I usually get it pretty quick. But yeah, NRH, check it out. NRH Art, I believe, is what that is. Yeah. I agree. Fletch, that looked like the Super 7 Alien Safubi. Could be. He's seen someone else making those. Well, yeah. And I'm sure that happens all the time. People make the same stuff, but this one, fuck, man, I don't know what you could do to that one to make it any better. It is super clear. It is very crisp on the lines, super translucent. Nice.
Yeah. If anything, too, only because you're bringing up under 30. I Need Toys actually fired this my way this week as well. This is actually going to be Nick Nightmare. So even on Instagram, Nick Nightmare Studios.
Yeah.
Dude, creepy smiley creature, 15. Beaster Bunny, 15. And yes, that is a Sasquatch with bunny ears.
That's cool.
Blind bag claws, 15. So everything that they have right now is going to be 15 USD. Not bad, not bad. I need, man. Shout out for that. Thanks, dude.
Wow.
Second.
No, I was looking to see what else we have to open. And I think I'm down to 2 now. I actually had to go back to our post. What am I missing here?
That's where
Pamro. Pamro and Double Casket. Yeah, I didn't write them down, dude. Normally I write them down on the calendar.
Dude, I'm glad that you ended up finally grabbing some Double Casket.
Yeah, me too. Me too, buddy. Me too. So we'll start with Double Casket. So here's one. Now I believe this is an original sculpt. And god dang it, dude, I can't remember the name of that one. but he's got almost like this shell backing to it, which is very cool. It's going to be double casket Toyz on that one. And the other one that I got, dude, they're actually smaller than what I thought they were going to be, but we actually looked at these last week. Now these things glow. These are the yin yang fish, right? They're very small. I don't remember seeing a scale on the post, but yeah, they're tiny. Very cool though. I mean, translucent. Like I said, I know that they glow really well, but that's kind of cool. Double casket Toyz on this one. You know what's funny too, dude, about double casket? It's the first time that this has happened in a while, but there was no like bill of sale or sticker or name or anything. So it came and I'm like, I don't know who that's from. And then I open it up and I'm just like, I still don't know who this is from. And then so I had to kind of do a little research. I'm like, oh, that's right, double casket. But yeah, anyways, he just put his regular government name on there. But this one was cool, man. I can't remember the name of that one, but I believe it is an original sculpt.
Yeah, I was just on your website trying to dig for it. And when you said that, I was trying to find it. But then admittedly, I got caught up looking at these. Where I was like, oh shit, those were dope.
Yeah. Unlucky rabbit's foot. Huh. There you go. Those are the fish, at least.
Yeah. 1/2 inch and tall, 1 inch wide.
Yeah.
Which my brain can never conceive what that actually means. I'll be honest with everybody. But double casket's got some sick ass pieces, man. This tarantula or scorpion is huge.
Yeah, you know what, man? I don't know if that's in the store anymore. They did have a bunch of like insects like that in the store at one point.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're there anymore from what I remember, but and I slept on that one, dude. There was a rat, I think. I believe there was
20 on those rabbit's foots.
Yeah, I think there was a yeah.
20 on the yin yangs, nice. 30 on the krang, 25 on the krang.
Yeah, there was a they did have one of a dead bird, and I believe the name of it was called Dead Messenger. And I should probably reach out to him and see if he still has any of those. But those are cool, man. I slept on those too long and they're gone. But oh, got some face huggers down there. That's cool.
Connected space rodents.
Oh yeah, yeah. See, man, those were now when I first saw Double Casket, the site was just loaded with that stuff.
Yeah, that was like their main thing for a long while. It seemed.
Yeah,
bugs, critters.
Yeah.
But hey, everybody's got to switch it up.
Yeah.
We were talking about these anyways. That's that jersey that I was talking about.
Oh yeah. Dope, man.
Ooh.
Clean.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, super clean. And if anything, like the rubberiness of those thin wings is really impressive in my brain, dude. I remember Rainbow Yawn cursing the hell out of doing the capes in the freaking same material.
Dude, is that 21 Canadian?
Yeah, 21 Canadian.
Dude, somebody in the United States or even Canada, go buy that, dude. That is well worth it. I'm telling you right now, if you get that for less than 20 US, yowza. That's a great deal.
If you consider that these guys here probably fall under our under 35 USD or under 30 USD, if you consider like that's Canadian, it's pretty darn close. I think Uncle Spanks has every single one of the figures at this point. He might be the biggest ordinary toys collector.
Yeah, so Skilled One says Double Casket will do anything for you. He makes some dope double cast. So cool. If you see some stuff on his thread, maybe you can ask for it, or I definitely will. Mecha Ducky, yeah, government name, man. It's weird when people use that. Yeah, there it is, man.
Good
Great
old
piece.
Spectrotron. And Nim's got those bears. I don't know if you got to post them. I'll take a little creep here, see if the bears. But yes, Skilled on Me did actually get. Well, I'm sure I got a DM about it. I don't know if B got a DM about it. Sounds like you got a DM about them. The Nim Studios is working on the driving bears. Where are they here? Oh, I don't know. Am I supposed to show? Am I not allowed to show? Keep them secret? I don't know.
I was
They're not
I
on your
was reading.
page, so
Yeah, I was reading Nim's comment about making some motorcycle helmets. That's interesting.
oh, Sean
Yeah,
Skirvin.
ultraviolet. Good point. Sean Skirvin did some cool stuff this week. Yeah, I agree, man. He had some double casts in there, and that one Spidey hand that he just posted today, the red and blue one. That's dope, man. I really like that. That red and blue combo, I think, is great. Looks good on a lot of stuff. Yeah, nice. Spider Claw. Yeah, those are sick, dude. I love the coloring on those.
Stick contrasts, yeah.
Yeah,
There you have it.
nice.
Oh,
What you got?
Nim's given the A-OK to show the bear pick.
Okay.
So if anybody is curious what the heck Skilled One's talking about and what Fletcher is talking about, these will be the
Oh,
bears that
yes.
Nim is currently working on. Oh, Baba Jock has seen them as well. So I'm wondering if everybody's. Did you guys get the same?
He's like, go ahead and show him because I've showed everybody anyways. No, that's dope, man. I like that. I like the scale of that too, dude. Yeah, that's cool, man. Nice.
It's killer. All right.
Yeah.
I think we're at that point in the evening where essentially we have whatever unboxings you've got and the final giveaway for that Franken tank, my friend. And then
Nice.
we can let all these people get to their families, loved ones, and crying over baskets of resin.
Perfect. Family time. So the last one on the list as far as showing is going to be Pamro Toyz. Pamro Toyz, we mentioned a lot on here, from Europe. Crazy good prices. It's always 30-ish, 32, 34-ish, shipping included. This is Perrin. This is one of his newer figures. This one does glow. And I think O'Keefe has one of these. These are sick, man. Really nice glow on that, but it's going to be peg articulated typically. And the good thing about, not the good thing, but the thing to keep in mind about Pamro, no pressure pot. No pressure pot on that. Sick work. Sick, hard glow. And super clean, man, for no pressure pot. Clean work. This is another one from Pamro. Dragon Man. This is my second Dragon Man for him. I have a green and blue one. But again,
that head is so much fun, man. That head
dude,
sculpt.
Yeah, it's great. I'm gonna take this out actually. Yeah, now this one's magnetic on the arms, and the thing that's cool about the arms on this one is he put the arms on there to kind of hold on the cape. The cape is kind of like a netted cape, which is the same as the other one that I have. But really cool pour on there too, man. The red and the yellow. Nice. Nicely done.
Yeah, it reminds me almost like a Puff the Magic Dragon head. I like the fuck.
Yeah.
Sculpt.
Yeah. It God, dude, there's some nice paintwork on there too on the eyes. But I've seen a couple people use this one. Dark Rainbow had used this a little bit too, but they're both great, man. I don't know what kind of material this netting is. It feels like a very, that
Like a
netting
nylon?
Well, it's kind of like, I don't know if you guys if they do it up there too, but sometimes I hear when you buy like a basket of strawberries, it has like this really like this netting on it. Um, almost feels like a hairnet. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, it's very light. I know that. But yeah, cool. Sick
Like
piece.
almost like a cable. I'm almost wondering if it's nylon. It's not polyethylene.
Dude, it feels like I
Pantyhose
don't know.
material?
I don't
Like,
know.
uh,
You know what it almost feels like, dude? It almost feels like a thin plastic shopping bag from the grocery store. It's very, very, very lightweight, dude. It almost feels like nothing. Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's cool though.
it's almost like he's wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. Simpsons
Yeah.
fans will get it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Ah, ultraviolet. I feel you. Ultraviolet. I need to get your address too, dude. And maybe you put that in the message. Your fucking messages are so buried now in my thread that I gotta scroll down to find them. But I think I have a giveaway for you. Um he did win the giveaway last week, huh?
Oh, Tracy says we get onions here. Yes, kill one. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. Perfect. We do too. That's a great description. So you know what I'm talking about now? I don't what do you call that material? It's almost like foam, right? Like real I don't know what it is, dude.
Almost
I
like foam.
I mean what I don't even know how to describe that material, dude. But yes. Um yeah, it's like an onion bag, 100%.
I'm trying to even see like what you call that bag now.
It netted like a I don't know. Anyways,
Mesh
Frankie
onion
take time.
produce bags. Oh, it's polypropylene. No shit. Okay. Yeah, it's a plastic basically. It's a form of
Yeah,
plastic. Yeah.
yeah. All right, we'll buy that. Works for
And then
me.
some of them are stored in organic cotton. Well, there you have it, folks. Toys alive, all toys all the time.
I bet somebody turned on the show and was like, "Man, I really hope they cover what material um, this bag that holds my onions is in tonight." Fingers crossed.
I wonder if they'll see my new drop that I put out and instead, yo, onions, Laffy Taffy, Coffee
Oh my,
Crisp.
yeah. God, we were all over the place today. Franken take, man. You ready to give this bad boy away? Who's
Give away
winning
some
the
Franken
Franken
Tank,
tank?
man, from the legendary Eddie Keys.
Yes,
Look at that. Yeah.
Franken tank. So it is magnetic articulated just in the waist that connects to the tank itself. And then you have some peg articulation in the arms. And Franken tank, let's do it. It is a brick too, man. Straight up.
Seems like a chunky resin boy. Absolutely.
Yeah, it
Uh,
is.
it's another layer to that onion. Calm down, Shrek. Mecha Ducky Eurohoot, dude. It's good to see you in the chat tonight. So if anybody is not on the wheel, please chime in. I believe Mecha Ducky and Robert Bloom were the last two to come in here. I literally came in here to find that out. Yeah, there you go. We got you. We got you. Chrysosaurus, dude. Do I have you on the wheel? Yeah, you're up to the top. Drizzy's.
Hey, Robert Bloom, looking for that. Hey, we nailed it. We nailed it, Robert Bloom. What you think?
Suki, thanks, dude. You know what? I know I might have missed you when you came in. Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
he
Kill
came a little
one.
late.
Sorry, dog. Boom, boom.
This is
Suki and Skilled
for the
One on the list.
Franken tank.
All right. So if anybody doesn't see your name on there and you're bummed that you're not on there, please speak up. And we'll get you on there. Lag time can't be that bad. What do you say, B? Do we spin her?
Let's do it.
You guys had your moment.
Resin blood. Franken tank.
Oh, off to the old General Porpoise. Congratulations.
The general.
Oh, I don't know why I've got you on. There we go. In the very least, I'll throw on gallery view. I don't know what you're doing over there with the lights off, creepo.
My life has changed due to this info. Robert Bloom, I'll tell you what, man. We do what we can here at Toys Alive. Material about onion bags.
I kind of wanted to get a toy where the cape is a dried out onion skin now.
That could be a thing. That could be a thing.
Some kind of BLT, you know?
There you go.
Ooh, yeah. That's what we have to do. One of you guys have to make a figure where the cape is a slice of bacon, the other one a slice of lettuce, and the one beside it is just a big old slab of tomato. Maybe a sombrero tomato slice.
Damn, listen to you. I saw something today. Man, who was it? Somebody in the community posted a picture of food-related toys, and they made a display of it. It was pretty cool. I want to say it was possibly in their kitchen, maybe, but it was cool. I didn't realize there were so many food-related toys, but there is.
Between grocery I'm sure there's hundreds, man. Like, yeah. Something fun about food being all gross and rotting and puking or having flies around it, or I don't know, inanimate objects becoming animate.
Yeah. So like we said, man, next week, Ordinary Toys, dude, that's going to be a great show. Looking forward to that.
Man.
Oh, yes.
I can't get over, for a new artist. Wild, man, just killing it. This is impressive as fuck to me, dude. The hands in general impressive. The fact, like, again, I'll never catch it on camera, but like it has all the little finger freaking wrinkle details that would normally be like that cast is clean as all hell. And then somebody we've both known for a long ass time has been Toys on the 27th. Going to be doing their oh fuck, what is he named that piece right now with the swappable hands?
The cowboy?
Yeah, what did he end up going with for a name on that? Has been sorry, dude.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and check. I believe he did say it though. But yeah, dude, that's that interview's been a long time coming, man. I'm super looking forward to that. Next 2 weeks, man. Next 2 weeks are gonna be fun. Get some guests back in the house, man.
Urban Cowboy.
Urban Cowboy. There you go. Very nice. So anyways, yeah, man. Next week that'll be cool.
Next week that'll be cool. Of course, I'm gonna try and slide in at least to say hello to Ordinary Toys. I think most of next week I'm probably not gonna be there for the episode because I'll be out of town. But you and I will kind of talk about the details of what that looks like for next week. But I do want to make sure that I pop into the room and at least say hello with Ordinary Toys for a quick second, because dude, as I've been telling you, I've had the pleasure of getting an opportunity of meeting Ordinary Toys. It makes a big difference for me when I can put kind of a human to your tag sometimes. Lovely individual, superb artist. So I think you guys are gonna have a blast, man. This is gonna be a fun freaking episode.
Yeah, it is. Excited for that, man. Well, you are off to traveling tomorrow, correct?
Correct. 1 in the afternoon though.
Safe travels to you, my friend.
Thank you very, very much, man. What's your plans for tomorrow? What are you doing Friday night?
You know what, man? I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. I gotta work. I just don't know where I'm going yet. I might cruise into Napa. We got a new job at Napa Valley College. Might cruise up there and just take a look around and see what up, you know. Make sure everybody's got their fingers and toes, and then head on home. So the thing is out here, dude, like Friday afternoon, that is not a time to be on the road. like
No.
in the afternoon on the freeway, especially where I live, because you got people heading to the beach because it's starting to get warm, and then you also have people heading up to Tahoe mountain area because it's beautiful up there with the snow right now, because it's not snowing, but there is snow on the ground still. So the freeways, at least in my area of Northern California, are completely fucked on Friday afternoons from like 1 till 5. After that, you're good.
If it's any consolation, I've got no idea why, but the trip that would normally be 2 hours on a bus is going to be 5 hours tomorrow.
On a bus?
On a fucking. Anyways.
Yeah. Sore subject. Okay. Not sore subject, but yeah, dude. I don't know how, no matter what the circumstances are, you're not looking forward to a 5-hour bus ride. You're just not. Yeah, is what it is. My parents are going to be on a train for 2 days in June. So.
It can always be worse. It can always be worse. It can always be worse.
100%. 100%. 100%.
Man, it's always a fucking blast, dude. You know I look forward to Toyz Day every
absolutely
week, man.
Me too, buddy.
Thank you so much for these, dude. And I really look forward to seeing you guys all hopefully soon. Death Anima Studios, what up? Get those toys to the US somehow.
Somehow.
Bulk bags or something.
There you go.
We got that's gotta. I think enough of us here are interested. It's gotta. Yeah.
True.
All right, man. Try and have a good night and have a safe day.
Yeah, buddy. Right on. Me too.
Peace.